Well, g'day footy fans and welcome to Park 9 for round 8 of the Adelaide Footy League Division 1 season. Today's match of the round, hey, let's face it, it's one of the matches of the season. It's brought to you by our fantastic live stream sponsors. They include the Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet, Sportal, Roll the Dice Racing, Archie Sandals, Programs to Fit, Dartfish, Sports Interactive and the Moseley Bar and Kitchen. Last week, it may have been God Save the King, but today we're at Prince's for what promises to be a battle royale. Coming up, a top-of-the-table clash. Prince Alfred Old Collegians hosting the Glenunga Rams. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League. And welcome everyone. Yes, overcast and grey conditions, but a fantastic footy game awaits. I'm Phil Hurd. Joining me, Tommy Javor. Tommy Javor, is this one of the games of the season?
You've been listening to me since December say, game of the season, game of the year, game of the century. This is the one that will determine who is the top dog in division. Oh, there's Nathan.
Oh, special. Yes, coach of the Rams, Nathan Grimer.
Who have you got winning today? You're a PAC man, aren't you?
No, I'm not actually. I'm a Pulteney boy, but that's another story. So I'll always go for community over private if it's not my lads.
That.
Now go the Rams.
How do you see the game unfolding, Tommy? What do you reckon?
I'm meant to be asking the questions, but I think it'll be tight and tough. I reckon 10 goals will win today, Nathan, and it'll be a very tight, contested game.
Yeah.
I reckon the team with the most grunt. Does Glenunga have the grunt?
How did it look last time against Port Districts? There wasn't a lot of grunt, was there, or not?
Only late.
Yeah, no, this is probably the most jovial I get before a game, but when we come here last year, we didn't kick a goal in the first half, and that was pretty rough, but we got them in the return back at home. The big challenge for us today is, playing on this side of the ground. They use the ball really, really well. We get a few guys back in, and if we bring the effort we had been bringing previous to last week, I think we'll be right in it right to the end.
Fantastic, mate. Thank you.
New haircut, I've noticed, Nathan. How much and whereabouts?
Yeah, I don't get $30 limit. My wife gives me on haircuts, even though she gets 3 blow waves a week. So she won't watch this, so that's fine. But yeah, fresh haircut. When you come to these fancy private schools, I put on the RMs and I try and really fit in and be part of the culture. So no, thanks for the coverage, fellas, and hopefully we give you a better effort than last week. But I better get a bit more serious. Cheers.
Thanks, Nathan. You never know who you're going to bump into during an intro, do you?
Set up at all, was it? It didn't ask me about my beautiful haircut. Thanks to Katie for the trim this morning.
I keep mine well and truly under my cap. Buddy Bet, let's get serious here because it's between you and me. Bragging rights in the commentary booth. Check the QR code on your screen at the moment. We've decided with the conditions, we're disagreeing a bit with the over-unders. What's your thought, TJ?
Well, my theory was 10 goals wins today. I don't think 10 goals will be well and truly enough. But you're saying the total points is going to be, I said it should be 130. You're saying it's 110. Is that correct?
Correct. So you're going to go over 110.
I am going to go over 110. I think it's going to be about 70 to 50 today. It'll be tight, it'll be tough, it'll be tense. It'll be Tommy type footy.
With lots of grunt. We'll talk more about that after the break.
Teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back, everyone. We mentioned this one of the games of the season, and that is why your Division 1 ladder after round 7. Both teams at 6-1, and TJ, a fairly common denominator. TJ, a fairly common denominator in the loss.
Yes, both teams only lost came at the hands of Port District, and we saw it both times. So we are across strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, speaking of Port District, they're just a game back, along with Sacred Heart Old Collegians. Are having a heck of a season as a promoted club, sort of doing what Glenunga did when they were promoted last season. So the team that loses here probably slipped in a battle for top 3. The winner here, not only spot, but a bit of a gap on the chasing pack.
Yeah, huge game. You're probably sick of me saying it, but we're previewing this one as game of the year all year, and here we are, round 8. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but in the love ship with you, Phil Hurden. Thank God we're not out in that rain and cold.
Thank goodness we're not on an open balcony somewhere. Agreed. Let's have a look at how Prince Alfred have gone so far this season. As you can see, the loss to Port District by 38 points. We were here for that. Just great hustle and pressure by Ports on that occasion. Some big wins amongst that. We saw them absolutely smash the Goody Saints by 80 points. Held them goals for 3 quarters. They put up 150 against Old Ignatians. Last week, 54 against Brighton. Don't see this, TJ, although it is a buddy, but of course, it's not going to be a high-scoring day today.
No, just for those that missed the opening salvo where we interviewed Nathan Grimer, just fortuitously.
He interviewed us.
He came and started asking us questions. That was quite interesting, wasn't it? I've taken the overs on total match score 110, which kind of, I think that speaks to a little bit about that. We don't know what's going to happen here today.
Should it be 110 and a half?
No, 110.
110. What happens if it is 110?
I will win.
Well, we'll have to go back to the tape for that. Anyway, let's have a look at the Prince's side where there is just one change. Mitch Teeley is out. Mitch Larson coming in. No disrespect to Teeley, but Mitch Larson is a great player at this level.
Yeah, back from injury, so he'll be a very handy get. And some of those players, even guys like Matthew Mazzini, it's quite the list. 5 or 6 ex-league Glenunga players just right in front of me having a shot for goal in the warm-up. Jaden Juice Davis, the leading goal kicker, also from Glenelg.
First time I've seen this year, Tyson Brazel's back.
Yes, Razzle Dazzle Brazel. Kicked 8 in his first game and proved reasonably handy.
And look, if he and Juice Davis can work out a way to work together and not get in each other's way, that's some forward firepower for later in the season.
And I think I've just had my season highlight. You are now calling him Juice. Well, that is fantastic.
Oh, mate, I don't want to copy you straight away, but no. I like the term.
Even my dad are doing it, so.
So that's Prince's and where they sit, star-studded lineup. Let's have a look at Glenunga Rams. First 6 wins came a cropper 2 weeks ago. We seem to be there when these teams come a cropper, TJ. A fascinating game where Port Districts dominated 80%. Glenunga had two hot where they scored most of their goals.
Yeah, I look at that graphic that I'm sure our viewers are looking at, and I hope our viewers are looking at now. And I see 6 easy wins. And the only close game is the 24 points. Don't forget, they were 8 goals up. Goodwood kicked the last 4 goals of the game. So last was their first challenge. Will it sting them into action? I think it might.
You can see Port District, Prince Alfred, Sacred Heart. It's a gauntlet time for the Glenunga Rams to see where they really fit. They're perfect at home, just the one loss on the road. Big thing about Glenunga today, TJ, I'm not sure if it's a result of the loss or maybe a mix of things. Massive changes in their lineup.
You can tell you all about them if you want. And coming off the bye as well, some blokes making long awaited returns. Are we?
We're going to go and have a look at the coin toss. We'll come back to the Glenunga lineup in just a sec. You can see the middle of that ground.
It's not too bad. It was actually worse when we were here a while ago.
I've seen it worse.
I've seen it.
But it's going to be a bit of a struggle in the middle. But it's going to be more soggy today than muddy.
Alex Harron, the returning captain of Glenunga. Great to see him back from his finger boo-boos. And he wins at least half of the tosses he takes.
At least half.
Generally, sometimes. It's a small toss, and it seems to have stuck in the mud. No. Lachlan McNamara for PAC has won the toss, and he'll kick to the Bundy's Road or archery end, the right of screen. I'm not pointing this week, Phil. The
Good.
right of screen.
You're learning.
Which I think has generally been the scoring end. So straight away I'll say Glenunga. Look out for the dead pocket over there.
Yes, our favourite dead pocket, Melbourne Street. And let's have a look at, talk us through some changes at Glenunga, TJ.
Yeah, let's just rattle off the ends. So the ends, captain Alex Harron, he'll play in the middle. Tommy Bilby, very strong, low centre gravity on ball at number 8. He'll be in the midfield rotations. Big Nick Wunky. He'll lead the rucks, changing with Darcy Mitchell. Mike Wunky, a man that you'd probably know a lot more about than I do. 2 3-time Ken Farmer medalist, perhaps. Multiple. I mean, that man was just a great sample footballer. Huge Sierra comes up from the Bees. West Adelaide Reserve, former West Adelaide Reserve player. The one I want to split on, after multiple knee reconstructions, did a knee in round 2 last year. I want to wish him all the best. Sam Smith, brother of Zach Smith, number 7. He was meant to be the key defensive pillar. A ripper of a guy. Family values, and I hope he has a good game today.
Fantastic. So that's the lineup. Coin toss won by Prince Alfred. Both teams in their huddles, not too far away from the start of this game. Our umpiring crew: Jason Mounsey, Dennis Sester, and Paul Smith. I named 3 field umpires. Maybe one's on reserve there. Eli Courtney and Wayne Scarman on the boundary. Simon Keir and Steve Martin on the goals. The other games, quickly, just a word, tips if that's okay, TJ.
Yep.
Port District, Goodwood.
Port District, Bob Funny.
Yep, same here. Brighton Bombers, Teacher Gully.
Galleys.
Same here. Broadview, Old Ignatians.
Broadview.
Same here. This is a bit of a worry. Sacred Heart, St. Peter's.
Sacred Heart comfortably.
That's 4 for 4. This one.
Don't know. That's going to be honest.
I like settled sides, and despite the sledge from Nathan Grimer that I'm a Prince's boy, which I'm not, I'm going to back the Red Men today on their home deck.
They're at full strength. They are the talent in their team is unquestionable. To keep it interesting, obviously I was at Glenunga for the last 2 years, so they're very close to my heart. I've got a lot of friends there. I'll take Glenunga, but it's a heart tip. It's not a head tip. Tipping against PAC at home would be silly.
Steady rain here at Park 9. In the C's, it was Prince Alfred by 85 points. In the B's, Prince Alfred by 40 points. But this is the game we've been waiting pretty much all season for. The Red Men and the Rams, and your number 1 caller, Tommy Javor.
I'll take it. It's Jordan Neal and Darcy Mitchell. The big men will do battle. Look for a big clash of bodies here. Bang! Knee into the gullet of Jordan Neal. Ball at ground level straight away. We're going to see a lot of that. Jolly with a handball. Slippery at ground level. Players losing their feet already. There's already 15 players around the ball. They flick it out to the big bear, Abe Davis. And again, structured up behind the ball beautifully, PAC. They'll look to spread now. They'll fan out. It's like a Chinese fan shop. I don't know. I didn't have a metaphor in hand there, Phil. Sorry. You better take over.
All right. Well, from that, it's picked up by Pitt. Loses the ball pretty quickly. It's at the Glenunga attacking edge. Looks like it's a free kick going the way of the Ram. Oh, no, it's a ball up. Okay. Just so everyone's just spreading out. From that tap, well, Julie, have we seen a possession yet?
Yeah, no, kick from Abe Davis. If we could have more time again, Phil, as it's a free kick to Tippy Schwartz. They fanned out like a peacock's plumes. I would have gone with, but anyway.
Thank you. Great analogy.
And PAC, they should come out and they'll come near side. They'll do that a lot, which is great for our commentary. Looking for that man Larson you talked about, running onto the ball. Oh, good desperation. Free kick in AFL, probably not in this. Zachy Smith putting his head over the ball. PAC, last touch, of course. I thought he played deliberate there. And taking the resulting kick will be Sammy Parsons, the man they call Snips for Glenunga.
Sammy Parsons.
You've got the better line of it.
Played for Banks in the Northern Territory, ex-Norwood North and Ashburton, wherever that may be. Kicks it towards the 50-metre arc. Umpires, look, with this kind of in-tight play, soggy conditions, I reckon the free kicks are going to be a major part.
No,
it's going to be Prince's.
Free kick. No, it's his free kick. No, you're pointing the wrong way.
Who wants a free kick? It is Prince's. They'll get the quick hand pass on. Here comes the first inside 50 for the Red Man. The forward falls over. Lux of Fortune as it spills to Trengrove. The quick kick. Front position is Ollie Clark. Can he get a boot to the ball? It's rough. It's tough. It's going to be a goal on the line. Great recovery, Ollie Clark, who looked out of the contest early, stayed in it, got the handball on the line. 1-0, Prince Alfred.
Yeah, a lot more high scoring than I thought it would be. Again, we talk about that man. We give him a lot of credit, and he's sublimely skilled. Jack Trengrove, he didn't look for the $1 million ball then. He took the quick ball and put it to the advantage side of, I think it might have been Ollie Clark that started the play. Weight of numbers, just kept pushing the ball forward. It's going to be one of those days where pushing and driving the ball forward is crucial. Doesn't have to be. Doesn't always have to be $1 million play. You've just got to get it forward in these conditions. Great play, pre-AC.
Ollie Clark was their second best last week in their win against Broadview. Kicked 3 goals, and has also, of course, spent a bit of time between the Redmen and the Crows last season, where he's played 11 career games at Sandford level.
Interesting change. Andrew Bradley comes streaming out. He's tackled beautifully by Tommy Michaelani, brother of Max. Oh, the big bear, Abe Davis just goes, get out of my way. Gives it back to Michaelani, playing in front. Good play there by Tommy Boyan at ground level. Day's made for him. He runs onto it. Oh, he takes him on. Ball slipping through the hands there of, it might have been McMahon, and it allows PAC time through a clean pair of hands from Jolly. Chain of handballs, which you wouldn't expect to see in the wet. Oh, they're good ball users, these PAC boys, aren't they? And they look forward and find that man, Clark. He's started well.
He has indeed. Yes, it's going to be, a lot of these players have skill. Do you put some of the skill away and just keep it simple? As we saw Trengrove before, you mentioned no $1 million kick. Just put it to where it was didn't give chance for the defence to get back. That's the main thing. But the defence is back this time. Big thump from behind coming from Sam Wunke. One of 3 Wunkies we're going to have out for the Rams today. Out there for the Rams today, I should say. Going to be a ball up, 30 metres out from Prince's goal. Early days, 4 minutes, just the one scoring shot. It was a major from can't miss range to Ollie Clark.
I've missed from there before. Ground level. They've got the numbers here. Davis was their 3rd or 4th touch early. Quick kick, though, but the umpire says no, that's not far enough. Again, at ground level, ferocious tackling. And this tackling pressure they've brought earlier, I think that might have been Mitch Larson, ground level. If PAC bring this tackling, this pressure with the skill level they've got, they'll be very, very hard to stop.
Ball up, 30 metres out. Sporter scoreboard, Prince's 6, Glenunga yet to score on a day when we think, what do you say, 10 goals to win?
Yes, dearie me. The umpire's called a throw there. Now, it wasn't. I'll just say that. How about that? I'm paid to give comments. He handballed it, but he's in a better position than me. So,
or unsighted to see the handball is what you're suspecting.
Well, I saw him handball it. So, yeah, interesting one.
Here's the man, Brazzle Dazzle.
Yes. He's put together, isn't he?
4 goals last week, 15 from 3 games. Certainly making an early presence.
He'll line up from, I think it might be just inside the 50 by the time he kicks. He'll take his best kick in these conditions. And he's probably just going to put it into the teeth of goals. Big spoil there by Darcy Mitchell. That's a golden fist moment. Bang! And the ball is seen over. Not last touch, though. It was just rushed over. Looks like they've made a bit of a change as well from the usual. Tommy Michaelani, now he's a tackling machine. We've mentioned brother of Max, probably getting sick of son of Jim. Came through the 2s with a great coach last year. He will tackle.
Really highly developed last year.
Yeah, so he will probably lock down on Bradley, I think. That's what it looks like might be happening.
That's a challenge.
A ferociously tough challenge. But with Jolly Trengrove, Bradley, Pitt, McNamara.
It's like, okay, And Nathan Grummer doesn't strike me as the most offensive of coaches. I think it probably does, though.
Yeah,
but, the tagging, where do you start?
Yeah. Interesting to see the wingman's dropped all the way back to the square to give, and that allows Wunke the freedom. Really good commentary there. I've just picked that one up. So they've got their off-ball wingman. He will float back to make sure there's that extra number, so they've got the spare, and they won't get caught out, outnumbered like they did in that first play.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's 36 players on the field, and 34 of them are inside Prince's forward 50 at the moment.
Mitchell, good strength there. Spills. Crucial ball. Oh, no. If he'd have his time again, he wouldn't kick it straight to PAC in the hands of Andrew Bradley. That was Tully Kennett there. Just probably had a bit more time than he realised. And that's that simple thing that anyone can do, whether you're a good footballer or not. Give him some voice, and it's a much better kick. But had he kicked it outside the 50, Phil, how many people were there to get it?
Well, it would have been a run. It would have been a chase for pace, wouldn't it? Bradley, 2 goals last week, 5 for the season.
You are an encyclopedia of information, Bradley. A beautiful looking kick, but he might have just pushed it right, has he? He has. It's all the scoring in. It's PAC 1-1. Oh, you've got a scoreboard on the. Well, you're watching this, Andy. 1-1-7. Glenunga yet to score. Well, let's just call it the scoring.
The Sportal scoreboard is what we need to call it, thanks to one of our great station sponsors. No, probably broadcast sponsors.
I don't reckon my Archie Thongs will get a workout today. But I actually wore them last round. Well, that was 21 degrees, and now it's not.
No, it's not.
Davis.
I reckon it's a day for Ugg boots.
Yeah.
Do Archies make Ugg boots? We'll have to check.
That's his 6th touch already, Abe Davis. He's been crucial. Ball in best position. Doesn't quite make it work, though. And the numbers should support PAC. Might have got one high, and the umpire says correct. He did. You can't do that these days.
Interesting, a couple of times that Glenunga have gone forward. They've gone not quite to the dead pocket, but they've gone this side of the field where the dead pocket lies, where we haven't seen many goals kicked in every visit we've come down here. Quickly off hands, kick inside forward 50 to a one-on-one contest. This is Brazil, who almost looked like Greco-Roman wrestling there with Sam One-Key as the ball spilled free. Only for more players to slip, slide, fall on top of it. It's another stoppage. Seems to be what we've seen most of the first 8 minutes. A ball up in Prince's forward 50.
Lovely little Gaelic chip up there from Tully Bennett. Kennett, might have been an accident, but absolutely brilliant play there. Great skills. Allowed him to take possession. And we're going to have another ball. No, spills out again. Wildman, quick hands. Pitt to 2-on-1. Glenunga have the numbers. Ground level. Oh, it's pressure down there. Davis again. Just puts his head down. Oh, and the umpire. Well, he falls for it, to be honest with you. Sorry.
I mean, you
wouldn't want umpire.
You do have to bend down to pick up the ball.
Yeah, but you don't need to then headbutt the belly of the person attempting to Joshua Garrels. That's his 6th touch. It's hard not to notice.
According to TJ Data Services.
Okay, good tackle there, Lincoln Bennett. Good tackle by the coach, Craig Pitt. And Glenunga still got a few players that need to get themselves into the game yet to touch the ball. Will Staples on now.
So we have our baller, and this one goes. Look, Princes are certainly winning the clearances. Inside 50, I would say, would probably be about 7-2 at the moment. Unofficial, of course. Checked Artfish stats during the week for the official ones. Everyone's saying it was off my boot, off their boot. Mitch Larson is going with the theory possession is 9/10 of the law. He's just going to go and get the ball.
But it's hit the PAC player, so it shouldn't have been a free. They've been talked into that one. But it is right in front of our commentary. I wonder if Mitch will give us a special comment. Any chance of kicking this one, Mitch? Just gives a little nod.
Can't believe you do that.
Oh, they're right there, Phil. Get him involved.
Well, hey, look, we're really interactive today, aren't we? We've had coaches and introductions, players during play.
Good mark by Neil.
We're going to be miking them up soon.
We had Salisbury North players coming through when I was out at Salisbury North. Literally had players and coaches coming in during the game.
Fantastic.
There it is, Zach Smith. It's going to be hard. He's an intercept mark. It's going to be hard to take those marks today. So maybe the main string to his bow is, well, challenged. But again, look at the setup behind the ball of PAC. They are so well set up. Yeah. And Wonky of the Mike variety is going to have to outmark about 3 blokes if the ball comes in.
I mean, you would have to say, though, Glenunga are probably doing just not too badly. This weight of 50s to have conceded only the 2 scoring shots thus far. How long can they keep it up?
Davis on his left just cleverly manages to get boot to ball. Good tackle. He rolled him. No, he didn't. He landed in his back, I guess. According to umpire strikes back. That'll be a free kick. I thought he might have just turned him enough, but he didn't. So it'll be a free crock to that man who took a headbutt to the abdomen, Joshua Garrels. You've got the computer there. You got any information on Joshua Garrels?
I have. He's played 5 games in the league, 2 for the Rezzies. Kicked 3 goals in the league, 2 for the Rezzies. A Sturt Junior, originally from the Jets of Unley Mercedes.
And he'll line up from 20 metres out. Shouldn't be too much problem, even in the wet. Umpire works, but says 2 of the best, Joshua Garrels. That's their second, and they lead 13-0. And I've got to be honest, Glenunga haven't really looked like scoring yet, Phil.
No, look, their defence is under siege. Their midfield is getting slaughtered, for want of a better term, and their forwards are having to come up a long way up the ground to even see the football, let alone get a touch of it. If you get down by a big margin early, it's going to loom as an unpleasant day, because it's going to be unpleasant being out there.
Yeah, in the midfield now, they've got to take some ownership. They've thrown Staples in, as we see a good crowd there at the newly opened Park 9. So it's Kennett, Staples, Davis and Mitchell for Glenunga doing battle with Bradley, Neil, Jolly and one other. And they do, but it's a great smother. Pitt was the 4th one in there, and come the man, come the moment, big smother. How would his hands be feeling right now? He's probably the adrenaline's pumping, but mine is sore looking at it.
Would you actually feel anything in your hands at the moment?
No, you wouldn't. Ball spills. Umpire's finding a lot of free kicks, but maybe they're trying to open it up a bit. Darcy Mitchell will give them their first real quality down the middle forward foray. This time to the better side, Phil. You'd like that. Another free kick.
Yep.
We're on course for 130 today. What's the over-under?
It's 110, and we got a disagreement about what happens if it ends up bang on 110.
And I tell you what, when Nick Wunke's getting a free kick, they're giving out free kicks. He's not.
Oh, don't say.
Hey,
Well.
he's not. He doesn't endear himself to the umpires, young Nick. He often gives them advice and feedback. And he'll kick from 50. In this, he'll take his very best kick.
One of the 6 ins. Long distance kick has the distance off hands. Will be Glenunga's first score. It is just one behind. They trail Prince Alfred 2-1-13, 12-point margin, 12 minutes into the first quarter. All that on the Sportal scoreboard.
And Jolly kicks out, takes the 10. Now, Tony Neal would be frothing at the moment. Jolly takes the 10 and kicks long to the wing. Now, we're going to watch that today to see if they allow him to keep doing that, but that's just playing 101, really. Football 101, get it out to the wing off a quick kick in, and that's what Jolly does really well. They'll reset and they'll structure up with their great midfield and probably expect to win it.
Yep, to dominate that wing, which they do. Another clearance. Bar that free kick early, I've only seen Glenunga win 1 clearance so far. I'll stand corrected on that. Kick inside 50. A bit of courage shown from the Rams defender. Parsons had it and lost it. Kick into space. They're getting a couple of one-on-one clashes here. This is Brazil. Cavalry's arrived. Pick up by the boundary. Not a bad tackle by Davis. Oh, my goodness. That would have left a divot in the park.
That's
line.
going to leave a mark.
Yeah.
Again, it was Zach Smith and player you called it, zipping across. He is their intercept marker, and like I said, it's just going to be hard to take big intercept marks on a day like today.
Throw in front of where the old Channel 7/Channel 10 HQ used to be. That's Hackney Road you're seeing there at the moment. Kick down the wing, picked up by Princes. They'll reset. Bomb it long. You can see the pack of players fall. No one can take the mark. Glenunga try and take it forward. Just a lot of, a little toe poke from Parsons. Abe Davis trying to get down and dirty with the ball. Eventually, just weight of numbers. Glenunga work it clear. This is where they fall apart. Sure enough, Prince's ball. They work it out to Wildman, and the red men will load up again.
And they've got some loose players out. Davis will fly. Oh, and he creates a contest. And no, they keep it in. Well done, Ollie Clark. Oh, good tackle. Alex Harron, the captain, just stepping up for the moment there. Now, you talked about the outer side there, the old HQ or whatever it was. To the person, if you're watching, the person with their high beam on, pointed in the box, would you please turn your lights off?
I don't know. That could actually be helpful the longer the afternoon goes
Not for
on.
me, it's not. Run it dangerously close to inside the 50 here. They wouldn't want to score. Anyway, Mitchell's been all right in ruck. He sort of halved the contest and just getting nice and low there as he was taken. That was Nick Egar, the sexiest man in Glenunga. Was recently voted on Ladies' Day.
How's that decided? Because you have mentioned it a few times now, so I should investigate.
A couple of ladies told me.
Okay, so it's decided on by the ladies.
Yep.
Very important that.
With a touch of TJ.
Lincoln Bennett's kick. Takes a nice right-hand turn to stay in bounds, not give up possession. But every time they go forward, it usually ends up with a Prince Alfred player. They kick it aimlessly down the wing and Parsons. Now this actually looks like a bit of structure here from Glenunga. Haran, the captain, back in the lineup, goes right down the guts. Who's front and square for the Rams? No one in particular, although Staples was lurking, but more red than white at the moment.
Good build-up, though.
Well, that's the question you look
the commentary
for.
I'm talking about.
Good question, and that's another tackle. Yeah, it's going to be a day where I think you may well end up with more tackles than possessions.
As the umpire does pick out a free kick. Now, Phil, I'm on the binoculars, and
what can they tell you this time?
Well, I can not just see him passing the ball. These binoculars are so powerful, I can see him passing wind. And he goes with a kick. It is Will Staples. Goes round on the man on the mark, and he kick right in front of goal. Someone should be there for Glenunga, but it's all PAC and a good strong mark taken there by, is that Brazil back there?
Don't think so, but then everyone, they're moving as a mob. Yeah. Today, it's like there's 36 players. It's, you and I have done Oz kick games in the past, where they just move as one continuous group around the field. Yeah. It's like that today.
I've not seen a game with this many free kicks either. We are on record pace here.
Yeah. Well,
there's another one to Sam Parsons. But PAC will clear again. Nice long high ball. Underneath it is Mitchell Larson, but coming across. Beautiful mark, Darcy Mitchell. As probably the only midfielder holding their own at this stage for Glenunga. Goes high. Back there, they've found another free kick. We are seriously on pace for over 100 free kicks today. It is every minute. No one knows whose it is, do we?
It's Glenunga's.
Well, it was there.
And
It was
it's
definitely
Michael Wonky, I think.
Yes, it
Oh, look,
is.
Michael Wonky was saying it was his.
It's the trim down.
It
Michael
is.
Wonky. Yep. Well, this could change the game. This will certainly change the ascendancy of the game because it's been all PAC, and you wouldn't want it in anyone else's hands, I wouldn't think.
He played one game last season against Tea Tree Gully, was goalless. Is this his first goal in Glenunga colours? At least for a couple of years. It is. Michael Wonky is on the board. More importantly, so is Glenunga, a man who played for North Adelaide, South Adelaide, Woodville West Torrens, Conniva, CMS Crows, North Ballarat, and Glenunga. That's a jumper collection.
Kicked a few goals in Div 2 the previous year. The trim down Mike Wonky. Of course, I always loved the story when he was playing under, it was 18s, and he was on 99 goals, into the goal square, running top and go. Kieran O'Hagan ran him down and broke his leg, out for the rest of the season on 99, running into open goal. Kieran O'Hagan was a great Gaelic footballer, and he was the South Adelaide fullback at the time. So, yeah, so that story never gets old. That one. And it's Mitchell and
I'm
Big
sure
Jordan
Michael
Neal.
will appreciate the reminder.
Yes, good tackle and follow-up there by Jordan Neal. And it's one of the crucial battles because, again, if you can get your hand to the ball and give some quality usage to, we say these names all the time, Jolly, Pitt, Trengrove, but they're there, so you got to.
You've mentioned all the free kicks, TJ. I don't think there's been any holding the balls in that. I think most of them have been the person with the ball has been rewarded.
Yep. Good spoil there. Well done there by Sam Wonky. But again, at ground level, they're first to it. And he gets it back there fortuitously. He was probably held without it that time. They've missed that one. Leave the umpire's line. Trengrove, quick kick, cute kick. Hayden Jolly. Oh, he's dropped what he
a
should have
skill
taken.
error from Hayden Jolly.
Yes, so I think he'd spent it before he'd got it. And umpire swarming. Oh, strong tackle there by Glenunga. And it's a ball up 40 metres outfield. And have you seen the first 20 minutes?
Oh, look, it's the
vibe?
The tight battle that I was expecting in these kind of conditions, and the lot of free kicks and ball ups. Look, doesn't really surprise me. Emerging from the pack was Brazil's kick, beautifully smothered by Harron. He's had a couple of great 1%ers with tackling and smothering so far today.
That is a great point. You talk about why is Harron captain when you've got a McMahon and Wonkies and all these big name players? Because he tackles, because he smothers, because he runs, because he works, because after training he's the one still running. He's a great leader and a ripper human. And we had him on commentary last week. And he's just a great club man.
Yeah, no, it was great to have him. And even, look, to be honest, it was great to have him fortnight ago. Even better to see him out there doing his thing today.
Again, another good tackle. He'll have 12 tackles today. There's nothing sure. And we'll be joined in the third quarter, speaking of captains, of co-captain Tom Humphreys from the Prince Alfred Football Club will join us, give us some insight.
Fantastic. And, look, I think we enjoy having the players because, we can only joke amongst each other for so long during an afternoon in a game like this. But a free kick.
Yeah, so
I think it's Brazil again.
And I'll tell you why he's given the free kick for holding on, but he had possession of the ball. He dropped the ball. A different interpretation could have been holding the ball, but they do pay that one these days. The ball gets knocked out, and if you don't release, anyway.
Of course, you've actually got to see the ball release as you're laying the tackle.
Yeah.
But anyway, free kick, shot on goal it is. This 6-point lead to Prince Alfred.
Yeah, 40 metres out, slide angle. And he likes it off the boot. He celebrates with a big, come on, it's Tyson Brazil's first. It's their third PAC. They are on fire early. It's PAC. 19 playing the Rams, 7. A total of 26 points in the 110s. Looking very interesting.
So we are, yes, it's a roundabout on cue, isn't it? 26 by 4 is 104 by my reckoning as we head into time on. Pretty accurate, 4 goals, 2 on a wet day. Brazil, he kicked 7 goals against Old Ignatians. Jaden Davis the same day kicked 8.
Yes.
So I mentioned, as you see, Sportal scoreboard, although based on that maybe they could use a Sportal scoreboard. But that day against Old Ickies, they found a way to separate and contribute. Might be key today to kick a winning score.
Neil hits it down actually to Davis. Coming off the square beautifully was Desira, just getting his first run. Sent it long, but again, PAC well organised in defence. They're not afraid to handball either. Chain of hands, quick kick. Kennett, is it? No, it was Michaelani. Goes to the ball and spills. Harron gets on his left. Should hit the hot spot. But again, PAC all set up and they kick it wide and they make it a foot race forward.
I don't think Glenunga have sent a kick forward that's hit a Glenunga target yet. so far this quarter. Just Prince Alfred have read those plays inside forward 50 or going forward out of defence, out of Glenunga defence, very, very well. They got the free here to Larson. He wastes no time, kicks in the direction and finds a teammate in Trengove.
Yep. And I'm not sure if you probably picked it up on the footage there, but Abe Davis was tracking back to make a contest and just very, very clever, kept his eyes on the ball. Andrew Bradley just put a block on, similar to Willie Rioli in the 2018, but kept his eyes on the ball and just checked Abe's run and allowed a chest mark to Trengove in the bucket.
Call that a screenplay in basketball.
That's exactly what it was. Exactly what it was. You'll have seen Andrew Gaze and Mark Bradke do it many times.
Trengove, can he convert 5 goals this season?
No, he can't.
No.
Big fist there. Well done.
Yeah,
Darcy
that's one
Mitchell.
for the bounce, the big golden fist.
Yes.
Point conceded.
The Bounce, of course, one of the many great shows on television. It's actually one of my favourites, along with, of course, Between the Posts and Community Bounce.
You can enjoy the Bounce on Sunday nights, Between the Posts.
Anytime.
Wednesday night, and whenever you want. And when's the Community Bounce on? We'll give it a quick look.
It airs on Thursday. I only did 58,000 views last week, mate. So
58,000?
Yeah, and it wasn't all me. So.
The Tommy's...
So we're out at the York Peninsula Footy
You
League.
just see pressing their phone.
Like the old Atari days.
Yes.
Activision Decathlon. What are you doing in there, son? I'm running the 1500, Mum. It's not as bad as it sounds. Zach Smith, just a quick little kick there. And first time they've taken some control as we veer back into the 80s, Phil. It was a different time.
Different time. Good times.
Yeah, very good times. Good football, tell you. Sam Parsons will be forced to go down along. They tend to look for Davis. Davis probably out of position, so he just looks to cast himself in the role of rover. And they do get some spillage. Boy, in quick hands. Harron. He's been good this quarter, Harron. Looking for Wiseman, going the wrong way. Oh, good contest. Gets releasing handball, quick hands. Well worked, and they're happy with it.
Yes, they are.
Oh, that's a nice goal, a nice finish.
Harry Prosser, I think.
Was it? Well, I know Dad's listening, so Stephen, that one's for you. My 2 favourite Stephens in the world, Segal and Prosser. A goal from your son, Harry.
Harry Prosser's 13th goal of the season. Bagged 5 against Broadview. No, Goody Saints Junior. So it's interesting as I look up because Play HQ has promoters and detractors. One of the good things about it is that it gives you their history all the way back to about the under 8s. Yep. As you can see, coach and captain.
Yeah, great shot there. Just well done, Flexi Harron. You've got out there the B grade coach just sniffing around, doing very little.
And what would you be doing about this time last year? You would have these the pack from the clubhouse with your boys on the hill carrying on.
Mate, and developing them. All right. Okay, ball, ground, let's get back to the game. I was developing. Quick hands,
Drinking
here they
skills.
come. Oh, just spilt there by Willie Staples, working out what vape the boys were going to have. Pineapple, mango. I still don't get it, I never will, but each to their own. A fortuitous kick, but Ollie Clark, everything he's done's been good. Probably only 4 or 5 touches, but they've all been effective. And on a day like today, that's crucial. Looks for Juice Davis. No, he'll take the goal. Braslett, ground up. Davis, great spot, quick hands. Just getting in his way there was Larson. Jeez, Larson's built like the old brick outhouse.
I like that. It didn't come off, but I like that. You go up, I'll take the spoil. That's working as a combo. Like it.
Yep. We play ground level. Parsons, quick kick, dangerous areas. Michael Annie will lead the boys. Got to get it on quick, and he does. Good football to that fat side. Even though I'm on this side, Phil, I like that joke.
Well,
all right, a good tackle there. That was Dick Wunke.
I got nothing, but you're in good company.
Yeah. Poor Hugo sitting next to us, holding his guts in. I'm
it's not you, Hugo. It's us.
Who we got on the roof today? I like to always talk about the team because they do probably the harder work.
Well, we've got James in production and the mobile camera getting occasionally wet as the quarter time siren goes. Liam on the camera in the tent, giving us the high shots. Hugo on production. Tommy Javor, Phil Hurd in quarter time in the game of the week, thanks to the Banner crew. It is, well, Princes started early, but Glenunga have kicked a couple to stay in range, just the 7-point margin. We'll take a break, come back with some goal scorers, some scores around the other Division 1 games, anything and everything we can find. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
9 News. news, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
And welcome back. Quarter time here at Park 9. The top of the table clash. Prince Alfred are 3-2-20. Glenunga are 2-1-13. We're not quite sure who's got the scoring end or even if there is a scoring end. Phil Hurden with Tommy Javor. We've got a special guest joining us shortly. Stay tuned for that.
Hopefully. I can't
Hopefully.
find him.
Might be third quarter, who knows. But scores around the other Division 1 games. Most of these are just before quarter time. It is Goodwood Saints leading Port District 15-8. Broadview leading Old Ignatians 36-3.
Wow.
Brighton Bombers are leading Tea Tree Gully at home 15-7. That is quarter time. It's also quarter time looking at the Sacred Heart Middle School where it is 2-1 to 2-1. All tied up in a battle between those two great collegiate old scholar institutions.
Good to see Goodwood after the break finding a little bit of something in the first quarter at least against the highly fancy Goodwood. Interesting to see if they can continue that ascendancy. It's very good. They've had a tough year, it's fair to say.
Yeah, low score. Well, I might add Goodwood kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. From memory, that was all they kicked when they played them in the second semi-final last season, and all they kicked here. So good signs for Goodwood that at least they're being competitive and will have a quarter-time lead.
Jimmy Hanlon, the former best-looking bloke at Glenunga, just going past. But we've got Tom Humphries, the captain of PAC. I'm going to set him up, Phil.
Okay.
So I'll leave it with you.
Nice.
Nani Grimer, just very animated. You see his beanie bobbing up and down, 20 to the dozen there, just telling the boys that they're in the... You can see it on screen now. And all the boys really connected, engaged there. It's going to be a good game.
Princes are ready to go, and Nathan has still got plenty to talk about. The goal scorers, all singles so far. Ollie Clark got us underway, Tyson Brazel and Joshua Gurrells for the Redmen, and it was Michael Wunke and Harry Prosser for Glenunga. So a quarter that possession and field position-wise, Prince Alfred dominated. Glenunga got a couple back later, have made it a close game. TJ, as he often does before the games, rounds up some special guests, and today, TJ, you've outdone yourself.
I have. Is my headset back on headset 3 now? Can you hear me?
No.
Okay. Not sure about that. So what I do
Well, it's always a shame when they join us. It's great to have him in the commentary box, but it does mean that Tom Humphreys, welcome to the Adelaide Footy League Media Centre. How's your day been?
Good. Thanks for having me.
What do you do when you come down and you know you can't play? How much do you interact with the boys? How much do you let them get ready and play their game?
Yeah, I sort of try and have a mix of, getting around the boys before the game, helping out the stats where I can throughout the game as well, and just give my 2 cents, quarter time just then as well. So,
Because you talk about stats, a lot of coaches have different categories they like to have recorded and to focus on. Craig Pitt, what does he like to know about?
Today, I think we're more so focusing on the balls over the back and clearances. Obviously, both teams quite strong in the midfield, so we've just been trying to keep tabs on that and see what we can do to sort of nullify what they've got. So.
And how long? What are you out with, and how long will you be out for?
So I've had a bit of trouble with both hamstrings. So
simultaneously.
Yeah, well, I come off an ACL last year, and obviously having the graft out the hamstring sort of was a bit tricky.
Yep.
So that sort of gave me a few issues on the right one, and then I think the left one got a bit jealous, and now that's sort of starting to play off a bit.
Came out in sympathy.
Yeah. So it'll only be another probably week or so, and I'll be back. But yes, just the little ones.
A day like today with the constant rain, do you miss playing in here, or are you sort of glad you get to avoid it?
Oh, always. Every Park 9 game I miss playing in. It's always a good hit out here, especially with the new club rooms and that there as well. It's always a good day here, whether it's raining or sunshine.
Last question from me before I pass on to Chicho. You mentioned the new club rooms. How are you enjoying it?
Love them. Obviously a fair upgrade from the ones before. But yeah, the facilities are great. Obviously everyone's put in a lot of work to get it built and get it finished. So, it's just adds something a bit extra here to Park 9.
And I think I'm back on the air, am I, Hugo? I am. It's very quick kick there by PAC. Quick snap. Who was that, please, Tommy Humphreys?
Jaden Davis.
It's the Juice. Okay, from the Tommy Trevor Footy Factory, kicks his first and PAC's fourth. Thanks for joining us, mate. Sorry, I wasn't paying a complete attention. Just quickly, footy background, which league club were you attached to?
I was Norwood for juniors.
Yep.
And then obviously school footy at PAC, and then came out here pretty well straight after. So.
Who was the biggest influence at PAC? Was it Bad Boy Bubner, Marty McKinnon, Troy? Was it who was it?
It was probably Marty McKinnon, I reckon. Had him in the 10As. I think you had Lockie Charlton on here a few weeks ago. He would have told you all about it as well.
He was good. Yeah.
Marty McKinnon in the firsts as well. So he was a great coach to have.
Yeah, and I taught a little bit at PAC, and it's a wonderful school, mate. So full credit to you. Lucky your parents obviously loved you. As we get a clearance here to Bilby. Not that people that don't go to PAC don't have parents that love them. Tip Rat Schwartz. Haven't seen much, you would say. This way, that away. Quick handle to Boyan. Sets him in a bit of trouble. Good gang defence there from PAC. Bradley, that man, the boy from the Blaze. Oh, good follow-up pressure there from Wiseman. Tell you what, it's hot in the kitchen at the moment. They stack on. The umpire will have a ball up. 48 metres out from the Glenunga goal. It's PAC by 16 points. So you said probably back next week?
Yes, at this stage. It's touch and go at the moment, but it's hopefully a full week on the track next week and I can put my hand up to play.
Excellent. Again, it is hot, and I've been pleasantly surprised by the skills of the game when the players do get a chance. It's been that hot, there's a lot of quick possession, but you boys would have trained pretty hard for this one, I would have thought.
Yeah. We've been preparing for this one for the last couple of weeks now, so there's always going to be a big hit out. So.
Welcome to our blind spot in the booth, by the way. That's why we have our camera here, after our TV here. Michael Annie tries to break clear, can't do so. That's Tom Bilby, who's emerged with the ball, but umpire says, I'll take it. Great vantage point right here in front of us. 55 out from the Glenunga goal. Race for pace to the banjo. Gee, did that come off the boot of McNamara?
Yeah, accidental as it might have been. No, so Lockie McNamara, co-captain, is that correct?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about Jordan Neal.
Geordie Neal, he's really come into his skin the last about probably year. I mean, last year he just sort of started to come into it. Obviously, coming out of school, it takes a bit to come into senior footy.
Yep.
But no,
so he's only very young.
He's 20, 21, 21, I reckon. So it took him a couple of years, but he's had an outstanding year this year, and he's really put in the work in the pre-season and that to put his hand up for that. So
Question without notice, and these are hard ones, but how many of the 21 roughly would have gone to PAC? 10, 12?
Of that? A majority of them, I'd probably say 80%.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Back in your PAC student days, how much of a link was there with the old scholars, or was it something that you never really thought much about until you were an old scholar?
Yeah, they used to, I think we still do it, take a training every year, so just to sort of keep that connection and that there with it. So you sort of heard about it through that, but I think, we just focus on our school footy at the time and don't really think about what's going to go on after. So, the old collegiates have a great affiliation with the school, and we still try to keep it as connected as possible, and because obviously that's where we get our players from. So,
and I guess the lure of playing for one of the cream of the crop Div 1 clubs now, as PAC really is, always up there would be something that a student coming out of school would really love to do. I mean,
absolutely.
Some of this Div 1 footy, it's akin to watching a reserves game of football. It's really high standard.
Yeah, I think it's a credit to the presidents we've got at the club as well and what they've done. We've had a lot of young kids come out in the last couple of years. It's probably the most we've probably ever had. So I think
Craig Pitt with the shot.
Yep.
Huge run up. He's obviously been watching the cricket the last week or so. His kick looks to be short.
Yes.
Or awry. It is a behind. Princess will go 4 goals, 327. Glenunga 2-1-13. They have not scored this quarter yet, Glenunga.
Right.
That's on the Sportal scoreboard. And obviously, your school footy, it's your year level, pretty much maybe one, maybe below, above, maybe one below. Here, much wider spread of age.
Yep.
Are you playing with any players that you played with at Prince's at the school days?
Yeah. I've got some of my best mates playing with me here. Macaslee.
All dangerous.
Lukey McCauley. There's a lot of played footy with actually probably 7 or 8 people in this team.
I want to ask a question about Craig Pitt. Like just then, for instance, Mazzini takes the ball, kicks it 30 metres the wrong way under pressure. Does he encourage you to take risks and take the game on? What's his coaching style?
Yeah, Craig trusts that we're going to be safe in that situation, that we know what we're going to do and we're going to deliver it. So, but.
Is he eccentric? Is he predictable? Is he what's his manner like? Is he calm? Does he fire up?
He's a pretty cool, calm and collected sort of operator. I think that's obviously with the leaders like Trenny and that in there as well. Like they all sort of which is good. It's good for us. It keeps us calm and in the moments that we need to. And then obviously he can pipe up a bit when we need to fire up a bit. But he has a good delivery with it and.
You like to think with these guys that have all been on AFL lists and Brazil straight out of North, and they're going to have a rough idea how to play the game.
Yeah, it's a team. It's a team of leaders. You look at the calibre of players there. It's
Brazil handy
Bradley.
pickup.
Yeah,
couple of games in, found the target, didn't go 50.
Yeah, no, it was Davis. Now, Davis is a beautiful kick, but what we have noticed is anything from or around the 50 has been very hard. I think the ball's obviously quite heavy with can't see because of our beautiful pitches, but there is light drizzle the whole time. Piercing ball, look at that. He might be the leading goal kicker, but Juice Davis, can he hit a ball? Yes. And when the coach leads, you kick it to him. So he's not the kind of coach that's been watching the cricket, listening to this Bazball crap that they throw out at us every minute and go, we're going to play pit ball today and everything's forward. Pit ball, that's not bad.
Worked all right.
Where's his brother now at the moment?
Jake is over in Melbourne at the moment. He was in Geelong. He's just recently moved to Melbourne.
Beautiful, lining up from just inside, probably about 40 metres out. He is a beautiful kick normally. Deliberate approach, couple of stuttery steps, puts it to the right post. It should come back. It does.
Well done.
Nothing but net there. That is PAC's 5th, I think, and his first. They take a very handy lead of 20 points, and in these conditions, Phil Herden, that's a real good lead.
Well, Craig Pitt initially from Robe. I think of the Roosters, and I'm pretty sure they have conditions like this pretty much down the southeast. This time, you're thinking Mount Burr in particular, where the Mozzies play. These kind of cold, overcast conditions in June.
Just having a look at the club rooms. Sorry, Phil, but the club rooms, as you said, not just obviously for the viewing and for the spectators and the supporters and stakeholders, but the actual rooms themselves for you guys now, they're really elite, aren't they? The change rooms themselves.
Yeah, they're really a step up from what we had, which is a lot nicer for all grades. A's through to E's, everyone's.
I interviewed Phil Walsh, who was your coach in 2013, and it was like a little toilet block. It really was. It wasn't much at all. When you got tuition fees of $30,000 a year, you think you get a decent building. And it is state of the art now, and it's a great place to watch and play footy, I reckon. Yes. As the ball's just bobbing around like the old cork in the ocean. Quick clearance there from Glenunga. But again, defence have been in front all day and first to the ball quite often. Boyan, borderline, yes. I was going to say borderline. He was actually quite careful with him, but the action, it didn't look right. Cute kick to Davis. He's going to line up for about 16 metres out. Again, in these conditions, it won't work. He'll probably go to Wonky, but Wonky's going to have 3 players on him. So they're going to have to get players. One player unsighted today, Michael McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry. That was...
Yeah, no, you're quite right. And it's been in Prince's quarter, 2 goals, 1 kick. Glenunga have not added to their quarter-time score, which won't help TJ's buddy bet prediction.
60 metres. It is Wonky 1 on 3. And he's not going to win that too often. Spoiled over. I'll tell you what, I don't know if they're lacking a little bit of creativity today, or perhaps just PAC's set up defensive structures just too good at this stage.
Well, I was going to ask, Tom, does PAC have no-name defenders? Because so far they've been fantastic this afternoon.
Yeah, they have been great, haven't they? They're good every week, and that's the thing. That's what we really pride ourselves. For the last 5 years, since I've been at the club, actually, we've really prided ourselves on our defence, and they get it done every week, and it just makes it all the easier for the midfielders and forwards. So.
Tell us a bit about Mitch Wicks, one of these defenders again. He's certainly in defence at the moment. Tell us about Mitch.
Mitchy Wicks, he's a very consistent footballer. Usually runs around a half-back or a wing, but he'll run all day and he'll buy in all day, and he's just got that heart. So he's a great person to have in your team. Yes.
Now, one of the questions the kids ask at all the community-based appearances I'm hosting these days is, who's your best friend? So I'm going to ask it, mate. It's a popular question. Who's your best friend at PAC?
In the team?
Oh, inside or out, mate?
Yeah.
Could be the barbecue guy.
Macaslee.
Yep.
Macaslee, Matty Mazzini.
Okay, yep.
Back here.
I think we went after Mazzini. When I was at Glenunga, we attempted to recruit Mazzini.
Yep.
Wonky again, 2-on-1. It's hard to win those, and just in position A there. Is that Mazzini right on cue?
It is.
Yep. So, where was Mazzini from, Phil? Was he at Westies?
Mazzini.
Do you know that one?
I don't think he's actually been with the Sandford clubs. Imperials from Sunraysia.
He's from Mildura, so he's played a year up in Darwin
Quick
as well.
snap. Wonky. Oh, after the hard work. Sorry to jump in, boys, but Fletcher Wiseman, great little hand in, causes spillage, turnover, gives it to Wonky 25 out, and if Glenunga are going to win or get back in this game, they can't miss those opportunities.
Actually, you mentioned the territory. There's 6 players out here that have played up in the Northern Territory.
Yep.
Either last summer, because opposite seasons, or years gone by.
I reckon I could name most of them as well. But I'll let you do that.
That'll be the halftime quiz.
Jolly takes his 10 and a beautiful looking kick to the outer side to the advantage of and finding. Gee, that's good. Chrissy Curran, hasn't he been a great get for the team?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's an absolute star. We lose him after this game, though.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he's heading off for overseas for a few weeks, so that'll really test.
Well, there you go.
Back for finals?
Yeah, he'll be back for finals, yep.
Certainly qualified. Well, there's a commentary exclusive.
There you go.
Yeah, right here. You heard it.
Something that your next opponent's Teacher Gully will be
it was a team mark.
happy
I'm not sure
to hear. One less worried next week.
Yeah, Curran just, I hate the overuse of American vernacular, but he does play like a quarterback.
No,
doesn't he?
We do not use that term.
No, he sits behind the play and he just controls as the last man.
I give you a lot of rope, Trevor. You're not using quarterback in this country beat.
I did say we don't like the vernacular. There's a Wildman, finds Clark. I've liked Clark's game. He's looking at a pair of thongs if he keeps this up. Oh, ball spills. Good recovery, though, by Sam Wonky. Quick kick. Abe Davis, is it coming over the top? Neil down. Smith at ground level. Phil, give us a break.
Thanks, mate. Well, it's all Princes, but Glenunga have got a clearance, and as soon as they get a kick, it's been that way today. It's usually been in the vicinity of a Prince Alfred player. In this case, it is Chris Curran, who has plenty of times to suss out the options and come out to the clubroom side to Tommy Sumner. And they're happy to slow this game down. They have a 3-goal lead, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in these conditions, on a dry day, probably worth about 5. Goes down past the interchange benches. Hand pass out into some space to Jolly, out to Pritchard, now to Wildman. They're going into the dead pocket, which is always a worry, but if anyone can make a dead pocket come alive, it's the man with the ball in Trengo. He certainly gets out of that pocket. His kick was right on target, but a wet ball missed on that occasion by Curran. And again, Glenunga kick. Who gets the first touch? A Prince Alfred player.
Really good play by DeSera, though, to cause a spillage at half-back. But again, PAC are running waves now. Here they come. Streaming through the middle with time to think. Finds Wildman. He does this well. He didn't flank this man. Oh, but he's run down. Great chase and tackle by Glenunga. Umpire doesn't reward it, I don't think, which is...
They probably said he got some sort of a disposal on it.
Fair enough. And the ball will be trickled. No, he keeps it in play there, Tommy Sumner. Sumner inboard. Again, Wildman. Gee, he gets plenty of the ball, doesn't he, off of half-back. Looks for big razzle-dazzle-brazzle. But good spoil there. Team defence by Glenunga, and it'll spill, and we'll have a ball up. How many teams you reckon with this? Sorry, Phil. How many teams you reckon with at PAC?
With 5.
5?
So A grade to E grade. Yeah.
And how well did the E grade go on the Saturday nights?
What do you mean?
As in, like, they kick on at the...
Oh, yeah, no, they all do. We all do. We all have a crack, so...
Is that Frosty Davidson and Will Swale and
Yep.
all those...
They're running the ship there.
Yeah. Sorry, Phil.
That's okay. Brazel's got the free kick. I was going to point out, Zach Smith wanted to give him a shout-out for that great tackle early on, stopping Wildman going forward. But now it's Brazel, who's, I mean, what a get for Princes once into the season.
Was probably really unlucky to miss North's grand final team last year. I think it might have been injury, but certainly did plenty of good things with the Roosters.
12 goals from 5 games, 38 from 15 in the reserves, and he has dobbed his second today and his 17th in 4 games. And the Red Men are rolling in this second quarter, 3 unanswered goals.
And Phil, when they were 6-0, you challenged me. You said, "Who have Glenunga beaten though?" And I reckon sometimes you got to ask the hard questions. And they've beaten the bottom 6, but they're not as competitive against the top 3. So there's that.
Not at the moment. One thing about Glenunga that I have noticed is they have little hot spurts.
Yep.
We saw it against Port District, start of the second quarter 2 weeks ago. They kicked 2 or 3 in a row, got back into it. Last quarter, we're all going to sleep as Port District strangled the life out of the game. They came back. Don't write them off just yet.
That's beautiful. Okay.
Glenunga, a rare clearance of sorts. Now it's a hot footy, a 50-metre, and Currans get there. I mean, he just really solidifies your defence.
Yes, absolutely.
A big name amongst the no-names.
Yeah, it's Glenunga. They should get a forward 4 here. Just quickly while we can, how many players will rotate through that midfield of a day? Is it sort of 8 or 9 that float through there?
I'd probably say about 6.
Yep.
I reckon probably about 6 would be...
I was saying if we missed any, I think we know the 6. We mention them all the time.
Yeah. You might throw a few, maybe a couple forward pockets or something there at the end of the game if things are going our way. But we try to keep it consistent with the 6. Our 6 main guys that run through there.
And I mean, you can't give away your secret. It's almost like a diamond defence here, sitting behind the ball. You've got complete control. Again, we don't ask you to give away your secrets. Is there a set structure that you guys are aware of that we're not quite picking up? No, just working back hard.
Yeah.
And they pay that one. Good tackle, Abe Davis.
And outside of game day, where's the place of choice for post-game celebrations?
So we're at the Havelock. Yep, we've had the Havelock for our second year now.
Because they've just done some renos there?
They did. They're doing a big relaunch of the venue there now. So it's this weekend, actually. So I think it's as a part of their 150 years. Penny Hospitality's doing the whole thing there. So they've done a great job. It looks fantastic. So.
Not sure if it's a coincidence. Almost as old as the college. Maybe there's been that combination for a while with the old scholars. And it's important to have that place. That's where we are after the game when you can turn up. Even people who might not be playing or part of it might just turn up because they know post-game Saturday night the boys will be at the Havelock.
Yeah, exactly. There's always something on, whether it's just a couple beers or what's going on. But, it's a good pub to have.
And do you have much in the way of like official social events on the horizon?
Yes, we have. What do we got coming up? Got a Past Players Day coming up. When's that? 1st of July, I think, against Spock here.
Oh,
yes. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly sure.
Talk to me a little bit about Princes and Spock at Old Scholars level.
Yeah.
Because I know it's pretty intense at school level.
Yeah.
What's it like with the Old Scholars?
Probably not as bad, but there is still obviously a massive rivalry there. Obviously having an affiliation with the school, but it's always a good hit out against them. Whether it's whatever the results are on the ladder, both teams are always going to be ready to put up a fight. So.
Well, Glenunga are having their little purple patch at the moment, I reckon, TJ. We're actually seeing some of the football here.
Not making haywire. The sun shines, though, and just PAC all the answers. The slightest fumble, the slightest miss, and They are all over him.
And Hayden Jolly giving a little bit of lip.
Yeah.
Is he like that, Hayden?
No, he's not actually. That's the most,
I think
most aggressive I've seen him go.
It might be as a result of Nick Wunke starting and getting into McNamara.
I've got no idea how that's
Again,
happened.
that's that decision now.
How is that?
So that's Tom Bilby that's won the free, but he's dropped the ball. For me, it's holding the ball, but they give
Now,
holding the man. And
we are exactly 180 degrees opposite to that umpire. And I'll let you talk about umpires more, but that was right in front of me.
yeah,
That's
right in front of me.
That's like classic holding the ball tackle.
Yeah,
ball
and he's
dropped.
dropped the ball. He puts the arms up, and all of a sudden,
Okay.
and
That's why boundary
your best
umpires
friend
should
just
be.
giving some advice as well.
Let me just let it lie. That's why boundary umpires occasionally should have a bit of an input on freeze.
That's what we need, Phil. More umpires.
No,
18
but
of them.
An umpire looking outbound.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
We looked at it inbound, and it was clearly the opposite thing.
I think giving more people with a whistle and power, not a good idea. But yeah, I do understand.
Give
the
them a
principle.
voice without one to get too controversial.
Let the captain's umpire. Oh, there's a free kick in the goal square. Well, boys, hello, how are you? As we just. Yes, bit happening next to us. Yeah, I think the B grade might be just outside the window here.
Well, you got to watch those B grade players after
Yep.
a game, don't you, TJ?
So Michael Wunke has just received the Christmas gift of his
The
life.
second one.
Free kick in the goal square. He's just taking a bounce. Let's play on.
Off.
He kicks his second and breathes a bit of life into this game. It's an 18-point ball game. Tom, it's been absolutely fantastic having you on. Any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give? Obviously, you mentioned the Havelock. Any other sponsors of the team and club?
I'll give a shout out to Eastwood Landscaping. I'll work with them. Will Doward.
How's Will doing?
He's good. He kicked 6 goals 6 today in the C grade. So
And is he still playing some cricket?
yeah, he still chucks the arm over every now and then. Not as much as he used to. He's got obviously got the little baby boy now, Digby. But no, he's been going well. He's loving playing in the C grade, and he's actually off overseas soon as well, Tuesday.
Yeah, well, given this weather, you can blame anybody for going overseas at the moment.
Booked a holiday myself this week.
Yeah.
No, look. So on behalf of Filming Footy, Dartfish, Tom and Phil, it's been great to have you on the show, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Best
for
of
having
luck
me.
for the rest of the year,
Thank you
and
very
hope the
much.
Hammies get better.
Thanks, fellas.
Look
Thank
forward to seeing you out there real soon, mate. Did the trick while he was in the box. His team has pretty much run rampant, bar that last goal. Gift goal, maybe, given the free that led to the inside 50. But looks like we might get a return favour here. Campbell Wildman has the free kick. And, TJ, we are seeing a lot of shots on goals resulting from free kicks this afternoon.
Well, he's saying there's been a few free kicks over.
No, well, I'm concurring with you, and it's not just free kicks. It's the fact that a lot of the free kicks are leading to the scores that are on our
A
scoreboard.
lot of holding the man stuff, isn't there? Anyway.
This is a big kick because on the Sportal scoreboard, the total is 50.
Be 60, but yes.
Oh, is it? That is 60. Oh, okay, my bad. I'm in trouble then. The buddy bet for today is the overs and unders. Tommy's gone over 110. I've gone under 110. I don't think we really agreed what happens at 110, but let's see what happens if we get to that point. We've got the camera in the booth. If it leads to a punch on, so be it. Meanwhile, the high kick, Glenunga seem to have it covered, and they do. Half-time fairly imminent. It's been a really good quarter for Prince Alfred Old Collegians. They've established a 3-goal buffer that's going to be hard to overtake.
Big fly from Wiseman. We see one of them a week. And again, the ground level, it's messy down there. Quick kick. That's Tiprat Schwartz. Hasn't been able to have a huge impact. Bilby, good strength there. Boyan following up, supporting Bilby. Allows the 2-on-1, but again, great smother. Seen plenty of that. Oh, again, forceful tackle. And they've got time. That in the hands of Davis, that beautiful left foot, and he gives off to
Larson.
Yeah, Larson long across goals to Ollie Clark. How's the confidence to hit that? That's got to be a 55-metre bullet across goals with a wet ball.
Right on the chest too, to an open forward. Great vision, great execution. Just what we expect from a premier team in this competition.
Just before he lines up as well, it's interesting, isn't it, Phil? We are obviously on a bit of a flank here. You get to see just how good the Prince's defenders are at this end, don't you? We probably missed it a little bit at the other end.
And we're looking for the loose defender, but I can't see one.
No, Ollie Clark will line up from 40. Good-looking kick, but he might have. He has kicked a... 2 fingers is 6. That's his second. he's proving to be the best small forward on the ground today.
Yeah, Brazil has second. Clark has 2 other goals to Jaden Davis, Josh Garrels, Craig Pitt. For Glenunga, they've kicked 3, 2 to Michael Wunke from free kicks and the other to Harry Prosser, receiving a nice hand pass on the run.
And we just we do see, so Bradley's just flicked back to half back. So there is in the middle now for PAC. We've got Jolly.
We're back to our game high 24-point lead.
Yep. Jolly, Trengrove, McNamara. And whoever they've got in second rack, I apologise, I'm not sure who that is. But it allows Wunke to take the ascendancy, but Jolly, position A, quick kick, those strong hips, you can't take him down. Followed up by Pitt, chaos ball, makes it someone else's problem. That man, Sam Wunke, says, that's okay, I've got this. Kick smothered though, and it goes backwards. And he could have run it over there, but doesn't concede the point passes. It's very long to Wunke. Coming over the top was a Glenunga player. Kennett just kicks it out into space and says, get there, Tommy Bilby. Tommy Bilby does. Loses his feet though, but good handball. Chain of handballs, Wiseman, Prosser, Wunke, 2-on-1. What can he do? He can do Mick Wunke things. That's what he can do. And he'll have a shot after the siren to really... Now, this is the most important kick of his Glenunga career.
Of his Glenunga career?
Yep.
Okay. Kick 2.
Bit of advice coming from the PAC lads as well. Oscar Clark just... Hey, Michael.
I think Michael Wunke knows how to kick a goal.
He used to cop plenty as well when he was a bit heavier in his playing days at Sample and got plenty of advice.
He got plenty of advice back in Sample days, I can assure you.
35 metres out. And he has put it through. The Glenunga B grade next to us explode for his third at the moment. He's the most dangerous big forward on the ground. It was a 2-on-1 there, and that was no worries at all. Kick it to the advantage side quickly, and Michael Wunke will make hay when the sun does not shine, because it's nothing but rain. At half-time, Phil Hurton, it's 7 goals, 3, plays 4 goals, 3. Yeah, see by 18 points.
Yeah, look, Glenunga, as they did in the first quarter, came a little bit better later in the piece. In that quarter, Prince Alfred kicked 4 goals, 1, Glenunga 2 goals, 2. It is Prince Alfred on the sportal scoreboard, 7-3-45, Glenunga 4-3-27. The Redmen will take a 3-goal lead into the halftime break. We'll take a break and check out the food on offer here. Come back with scores around the grounds, TJ's thoughts on the match, and plenty more. Thanks to Filming Footy, this is the Adelaide Footy League.
News teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks,
We've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Welcome back, folks. Third quarter underway here from Park 9. It is Port District leading Glenunga by 18 points, and Prince Alfred Old Collegians leading Glenunga by 18 points. Some quick scores around the grounds. Oh no, it's come through, and Glenunga got the initial clearance, but Prince's defensive stand stood up manfully this evening. Whilst we got a bit of dead play in the back pocket, scores around the grounds. Port District lead Goodwood Saints by 1 point. Brighton lead Tea Tree Gully by 11 points. Broadview lead Old Ignatians by 25. And Sacred Heart leads St Peter's by 10. They are all half-time scores. DJ.
Yeah, some interesting ones there. We'll be joined momentarily. I think have we got our pictures back? Because we haven't got our screen here, Hugo, as the ball comes in. We'll be joined by Dylan Smith. He is, of course, the Bruce McAvaney of Port Lincoln. Played the last game played against Port District, but lives up there now. And he'll be joining us momentarily. Some interesting half-time scores there on a huge day of football, Phil. Of course, the 10-year premiership reunion for the PNUFC A grade and C grade, the undefeated Invincibles. How many, Jas? 77, I kicked that year, Phil. But anyway, let's focus on the game.
You went into the grand final unbeaten.
Yes.
What extra pressure did that put on you, being unbeaten?
Lots.
Compared to a norm. Grand finals always got pressure.
Yeah.
But the fact that you knew that you were the best side, and if you didn't win, it would be a disaster.
Yeah, and they kicked the first 5 points of the game. Do you reckon the clacker was tightening? But anyway, it's Darcy Mitchell. He'll go long and direct line of goal to the pocket. But again, 4 or 5 PAC players. But ground level, it's a quick kick there by Lincoln Bennett. First blood, Glenunga. And a couple of the conversations I had at half time were let's just get it in. They get it in quicker, front and centre. Let's simplify the game. And, well, it's worked. It's given them the first goal.
Glenunga have got the last 2. It goes back to a 12-point margin. We've lost our seat for our guest. No? Okay. We're getting there.
Interesting half-time scores as well. All pretty close today, Phil, apart from the Broadview one, was it?
Well, at least Old Ignatians, who had 3 points at quarter time, kicked 3 goals in the second quarter to make it more of a match there. They do seem to be the one side that's off the pace with everybody else.
And here's a scoop for you. I found this one out. Someone actually rang me and told me this one. Sam Boots, their captain, out for the year. So that won't help the bottom team.
A couple of cliches in there which we won't dwell on because that's just sticking the boot in. So
Phil, you just went there. A quick kick, Jolly. Jolly's been really good today. Ground level, Larson, I've liked his game too. Quick hands to McNamara. He breaks, he shakes, strong hips. Juice Davis. Nothing but net. Nothing but net. That could be a team player of the day as he kicks
I reckon
his
that's the team player of the day. But how many sandals, thongs, footwear do we have, TJ, to give out on that one?
Yeah, well, one. I had to go pick up some others the other day.
You have a toe each.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dead set raffle.
Yeah, but it was the usual suspects who have all been good today. Larson was in there. Pitt was in there. Jolly was the one that sent it in. Davis gets on the end of it.
It just swamped and overwhelmed the Glenunga defence. And you look at, they kicked a goal. How do we reply? That's a reply.
Yep. And
2 goals in a minute, by the way. Your buddy bet is looking pretty good right now.
if it doesn't win, it's going to be a shocker of a last half, that's for sure. So, as we're only in the second, 2 goals in a minute 20. I'm not sure that time clock's right, mate.
Okay.
Okay.
But it has been 2 fairly quick goals.
Yeah, it says Abe Davis will get the centre clearance. We'll be joined in a couple of minutes by Dylan Smith. Can't wait. He's been on community bounce too, so you know he's good.
But you warmed him up for us.
Yeah, Jolly with the quick hands. Jolly gets it back. They just find him. That laser, like lightning vision of his. He just didn't even go above head height that kick on a wet day. No worries at all for that man. They go along. Tip Rat will try and make the spoil, but he doesn't. It's a good play there. That might be Chris Curran who's worked his way down, is it?
Yep, still constant drizzly rain, but I think the thing we have at the moment, TJ, is the ball's drier. I assume it would have got a bit of a dry off at half time.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's not dry now. It's in the air. It has rained all day.
Larson in the pocket.
Interesting. I haven't called Sam Smith's name today, but also Oscar Clark, his name has been called. So they've sort of neutralised each other down there. Sam Smith, first game back from there. Good to see him get through that first half, and he'll go back to the goal square, look after Clark. In the ruck, it'll be Mitchell, and at ground level, it'll be, about 12 other players, Phil.
Yeah, mind you, we don't call every possession because there's usually about 500 a game on a low possession game. Right now, it's hard to get that said possession because it's a stoppage with plenty of players around the ball. So we've got the planes coming in. They always look like from this angle like they're just about to stall. The planes coming in from this angle, coming in so slowly, but it's still about 200 k's an hour. Glenunga just a little grubber kick. It ain't coming out of there. And TJ, you have got our next guest.
Am I on? I think I am on 1212. I'd like to welcome to the broadcast the Bruce McAvaney of Port. I want to say Port Lincoln. I'm not sure if that's right.
Port Lincoln.
Port Lincoln. Welcome, Dylan Smith. Great to have you, mate.
Thanks, TJ, and thanks, fellas, for having me.
No worries. We've got you on as a. You played obviously the game against Port District, but you.
I don't know if I really played, did I?
Oh, you certainly tried. That's what it's all about.
That's one thing.
We called your name a couple of times, so I said, "There's Dylan Smith."
Out in the full.
But so, what's the situation? You're living up there, but you get down when you can to either play or watch. Or
Nah, so I'm back now, TJ.
Behave yourself. You're not, are you?
Yeah, got a job in Adelaide in Feb. So it's just hard with work. I'm working most weekends, so I worked this morning, and just trying to play when I got a free weekend.
Yep. Let's talk about the players, mate. Obviously, you stay in very close touch. You're all over the socials. You're liking and loving stuff. 6 great ins. Taking a bit of time to gel at this stage, but great for the club to have Harron, Bilby, Wonky, Smith and Desira all coming in today.
Yeah, some big names coming back in. You know, skipper Alex Harron has been sorely missed the last few games with various injuries. Obviously, big Michael Wonky, we know what he brings up forward, a really good presence. Bilbs is, in and under and really honest footballer and does some freaky things around goals. Who has got Sammy Smith, of course. All the boys are really stoked that he's back in, obviously. Has had his injury troubles.
And Desira just chopping off right on cue.
As we mentioned him. But yeah, Sammy Smith, first game back since his ACL last year, so that's really good to see him back. And he looks like he's settling in well, which is great. And yeah, Huey Desira, I really like what he brings to the team. Energetic, in and under, and just a real honest footballer.
We haven't seen a lot of this today, Phil and Dill. Phil and Dill, I like it. Just a bit of ball control by Glenunga. It's very hard to do against PAC, and right on cue, they cough it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just seeing a couple of quarters so far, I mean, they love controlling the footy themselves. PAC spread from the back, chip around, and always seems like they've got 2 or 3 extra players. They obviously know this ground like the back of their hand and spread really well, and I think that's what's cutting Glenunga up at the moment. Yeah,
Curran to Macaulay, they set it up well, but Glenunga, they just blast it back in and just trying to get that quick ball movement going in. It's not quite working at this stage. It's high tactic, good run off the back of the line. Zachy Smith to Abe Davis, overlap. Bit of run here now to Harron, the skipper. I think he looked for him. Great gather. Tommy Bilby snaps over his right shoulder, the left footer, looks for Wonky. But good spoil there from Matthew Mazzini. So you'll be back playing each week now? Or?
So I'm working next weekend. I'll be back for the Brighton game in a couple of weeks and the Teacher Gala game after that. So that's where we're looking at, which is exciting.
So training and so forth?
I try and get there, depending on what work is. Always kind of rocking up 20 to half an hour late. Strategically, probably. Miss the warm-up, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get there when I can. But it's just good to be back around the club. Obviously,
Yeah.
kind of grown up around the club and played all my senior footy at Glenunga, and had a tiny bit of success with a lot of the boys. So
Tiny bit of success. You won 3 flags, mate.
No, it's been great.
Big part of 3 flags. And my close friend Rocky Butterworth, you're one of his absolute favourite players.
Rocky's a great man.
He is a great man. Very generous of his everything.
He is. He is.
Oh, good tackle, is it? No, the umpire. They put the whistle away a bit this quarter, Phil, in the third. It's been a lot less.
I was just going to say, I mean, you've been there for quite some time. You've seen the club through its different divisions. What it's like now, you're a Division 1 club. How does that feel?
It's amazing. I mean, I never thought that I would see Glenunga in Div 1, whether that be as a player or, as a spectator. It's amazing. I mean, coming from Div 5, I was around the club when they were in Div 7. Dad played when they were Div 4, 3. So we've kind of seen it all when, the evolution of the club where it first started when I was out there. A lot of people behind the scenes did a lot of work to get the right people in, not only players but support staff.
B-grade coaches.
Exactly. The main one here, TJ. But no, everyone's done a lot of hard work, and especially building up the juniors as well, man. I think we've got the most juniors, or second most juniors.
No, the most.
The most. So everyone's doing a great job, and it's a really good vibe around the club.
So you were away last year?
Yeah.
You missed the TJ.
No, he played one game for me.
I played one game for TJ. I ran for TJ as well.
Yeah, he did. Had plenty of advice.
Yeah, TJ wasn't giving me any messages.
I gave him one message all day. Where's he's out giving messages? I haven't told him anything.
I was just running out there.
Very proactive. That was the Brighton game, wasn't it? We lost by a bloody goal.
Yeah.
A heartbreaker. Yeah.
Maybe it was the runner getting in the way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Glenunga have gone to what we consider the dead pocket. A bit of a stretch there. No mark come up. And usually when you see someone take off and they are so far off the mark, they give away a free. Not done on that occasion by, that was Fletcher Wiseman going up.
1 straight goal each in this quarter, and it happened in the first minute and a half. So nothing doing for the last 8 minutes, Phil.
Great time to have a guest, I reckon.
Could ask you the question we're asking all the guests. Who's your best friend at Glenunga?
Oh, best friend. You can't put me on the spot. That's a tough one. I've got a lot of mates there. I'm not gonna rattle them all off. They're all
That's
great
piss
blokes.
week, mate.
I know it's piss week. I was being very diplomatic.
Glad someone is.
I can say that. We're friends.
Where's that 7-second delay?
Yeah. You'd be on that button all day with me, mate. So, and how is the league at Port Lincoln going, mate?
Yeah, it's going well. Marble Range have been the pace setters for quite a while now. They haven't lost a game, and I think
Magpies. Are they Magpies?
Yeah, they're the Magpies. They haven't lost a game in two and a bit years.
Oh, that's holding the ball. Sorry.
So a couple of undefeated premierships there for Marble Range.
You do see there the occasional merger or change of structure. It's just the way the population's going. The other big change with Eyre Peninsula footy, it's actually a fair while now, was that it was Port Zone forever.
Yeah.
Now it's Norwood Zone. From what you see out there, have the Redlegs really connected with their new territory?
Yeah, they have. They're really taking it on board and doing a lot of really good things out there, whether that's footy clinics or things like that. Obviously, they've played 2 games over there, which has been great. I think they've got 3,000 or 4,000 there at Centenary Oval, which is a great little oval with a nice grandstand and things like that. But they've really embraced the Eyre Peninsula, and I think the Eyre Peninsula has embraced Norwood.
Excellent.
Which is really good, and I think that tells with a lot of the EP boys playing in the Norwood side.
Beautiful play there by Chater Hambles, leading to a lead-up Brazil, but again, these wet conditions, and I don't know.
Wetter.
Correct, yeah, and sitting under it, well done, Campbell Wildman. Correct me if I'm wrong, the rain's got heavier, it's got darker and gloomier in the last 5 minutes.
That
clearly.
car with the high beams.
Yeah, it's gone. Which are working back, well done, Sam Wunke. Sam Wunke's been good, strong, consistent back there today. One of the key defenders. I've liked his game. I like Darcy Mitchell's game. What role are you playing on the field, mate? Are you a half-back still? Oh, Prosser!
Great
Mark of the day in the wet. That is a great grab in the wet.
Any grab is great in the wet.
That
today.
could be the TJ Player of the Day.
You don't get the TJ Player of the Day. You got the special award. I get the Player of the Day.
Oh, okay. That could be the Phil Hurton Player of the Day.
Stop cutting my lunch, please.
TJ the lunch cutter.
Yeah, I've been there. The 90s were a crazy time. Back of the pack. Good, strong play, but PAC with the numbers. No, Abe Davis was spilled. Michael Addy, you're hot, son. Oh, flying through a rate of knots was the PAC player, and they just control. Geez, Harron hasn't missed a beat. He's been fantastic today.
Did you bring the night vision? Who was bringing the night vision goggles?
It is gloomy and dark. The only thing that'll brighten today is my 10-year premiership reunion where I kicked 77 goals.
76 snags.
77.
Sorry.
77.
Actually,
77, 37, 2 out in the
the
full.
one that we didn't get at TJ was where was the game played?
Are we going to send off here?
It's not Michael Schwanke.
Yeah.
He's
I think you
coming-
send him off.
Oh, hang on. I think you're right. Let me
Yellow
get the binoculars
card.
out. Let me get it is yellow. Yep.
Michael, so he can be replaced.
Okay. He hasn't been replaced yet. They're just working it out now. Okay,
Yeah.
replacement on.
Bill
And
John.
yeah, I'd leave the camera on there because this would be an interesting conversation. They are best friends, but there we go. Every time the camera's on, the B-grade coach just floats through. Yeah, Nani doesn't pull his words, does he? If he's got something to say, he'll say it.
Yeah, you know where you stand, which is great. I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, and that's important.
Yeah.
In a player coaching relate. Now he's going, okay,
Only
where's Wunks?
Only
Here we
maybe
go,
the-
here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
no eye
not
contact.
even looking at you.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at you, son.
They did send someone. Look at it. You can see the rain on the vision now. It is teeming down. Not in the caravan, though.
And
Yeah, good little
well, there
spotty
is
you got.
there is a leak in my corner, I might add. But very quickly, the light that you're seeing on screen is not the light quality we are seeing here. Much darker here.
Like, considerably. Yeah. They could almost put the lights on, couldn't they? And again, with this rain, this 3-goal lead is very handy.
And do you notice, TJ, that once I said with our buddy bet,
Yeah,
more
I know.
responsibly,
Nothing has happened
that
for
you're
15.
almost home. We
Yeah.
haven't had a score since.
Yeah. Ollie Clark here. He'll drive it deep, deep, deep. Try and get, if not a marker, a peach stoppage. Good spoil there from Zach Smith coming down. Oh, Nick Egar.
Your
Look at
favourite
his
player, TJ.
body glistening in the rain.
So this
And he's
isn't
kicked
just-
it straight to Mitch Larson for some reason. Best position, Pitt. Ball will spill, ground level, and this is where PAC would absolutely love it. Brazel just escorts it out of bounds as a very, very wet umpire just runs past our box. And you can see the rain now. I mean, that is ridiculous.
Kudos to our intrepid camera staff, Liam and James, out and about. Undercover, we hope.
Doing a great job out there.
Yeah, better him than me.
That's it.
How's the love life?
It's not going at the moment, but
Okay,
we move.
all right.
Thanks, TJ.
I'm glad I asked.
Usually you'd ask, how are you going re-establishing yourself socially back home, TJ?
Yeah,
that's the
a
way it
terrific
works.
way to
Hey,
word it.
great Mark Tully Kennett deep in defence. Goes to Abe Davis. They're off and flying now. Abe juggles, but still recovers well. Abe would be in the top 3 for Glenunga today.
Because you do media work, don't you?
Yeah, I'm on work at Channel 9.
And we're very happy to recognise 9 because they are
They are.
part of the Adelaide Footy League.
Proud
They're out there
sponsor.
every Thursday night. They do an amazing job. 100 donuts, 100 snags for junior clubs. Tommy Wren and the gang.
Yeah,
So
Rennie's a great man.
He is a
works
funny little fella, isn't
He
he?
works very hard.
Mitchell. Oh, he tried to roll with it. But Jordan Neal takes possession. It is hard to see, so I'm not calling some of the names. Oh, at speed. Well done there, the tip rat Schultz. But again, it's bobbing round. Surprisingly clean football. Mitchell has a second go at it. Well, Wanky's not down there. We know that much.
Yeah.
But there is a stack. Stacks on now. 7, 8. Ball spills out.
I'm just glad they've got the class jumpers, or else we'd be barely able to tell anything. Oh, there's a free kick.
Yeah, no, that was there. And it's Alex Harron. He puts himself in the position each week. What I will say is he doesn't have the journey. He's just crossing the 50 now with this ball. You had a theory this ball's not as heavy, Phil. It is now.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Well, that's reflected on the scoreboard as well, I might add. For you, it's obviously a juggling act, the work and the different hours and the rosters and playing footy. How important is it for you to maintain that link with the boys?
Touched. Sorry.
It's super important, and I think that's kind of what I'm getting used to at the moment. I've always been, footy in the winter, cricket in the summer. You're training 2 nights a week, Tuesday, Thursday. Saturdays are either all day at cricket or all day at footy.
Yeah.
So that's been a big juggling act. But yeah, I'm trying to keep in contact, obviously, as much as I can, and coming out after work or keeping in touch with the boys, which is really important. And you've got to have that work-life balance.
And sometimes work requires other sacrifices,
Yeah.
but if you can keep those connections, you're going to do your best to do so. And we mentioned with Tom Humphries, who was here, they have their watering hole. Where do the Rams boys get together after a round of footy?
So if it's at home, we'll stay at the club. Got great facilities there at Glenunga, and all the boys and families and partners and things like that stick around, which is great. If it's away, we'll go to the Alma. So we're sponsored by the Alma. So
Not every time, but most times.
Yeah, most weeks. So tonight we're at the Alma. And yeah, they do a great job looking after us.
Has TJ ever been kicked out of the Alma?
No.
I think he has a couple of times. Just as
TJ's gone as soon as the awards were done, mate. I can't do more than 10-hour days. But just to back on the footy for a sec, boys, what PAC have done is they've managed to lock it into that dead pocket. And whilst Glenunga will be happy to have it down their end, it's going to be hard to score from there when all the players within 50, 60 metres of the ball. Makes it tough. And Bowie Schwartz, he has that knee problem. They just buckle. Even he thinks it's pretty funny. Got you again, boys. Again, he's probably a bit too... We know how tough it is from that pocket, Phil. He'll take his absolute best kick, but he has come into it with 6 or 7 touches this quarter. Very quiet in the first half.
I reckon he's outside the 50. I'm trying to see, is that the 50-metre arc? I can just see on the line there. If it is, he won't get there outside 50. Not today.
Not even going for it. Looks for...
Macca.
It's tough to lace up. Yeah, it looks for Macca. Thank you. Coming, swinging around on the left foot was Dewey Desira. High, courageous mark. Oh, well done. Good mark there by the PAC player. And they look for the exit man, Tommy Sumner.
Yeah, I reckon that might... Yeah, could be Sumner. Could be... Yeah, we'll find out. It's dark in that corner, the Melbourne Street corner. Rain, we've had it all day, but it's particularly heaviest at the moment. And what was a...
Umpires found a free. We haven't had a score in 16 and a half minutes.
We have had one behind.
No one knows. It's Sammy Smith. It'll swing on to the left.
We have a total of 95. 110 is the interesting zone.
85, Phil. You're not doing real well.
85? I'm doing that wrong again. I took 10 points before, now I've given 10 back.
All right, Dill, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on. Any sponsors for the Rams you want to mention?
Ophir Asset Management. They do a great job. They're one of our major sponsors. Andy Mitchell, former past player, lives in Sydney now. That's his business. He does a great job with that. Obviously, the Alma, James Threadgold Jewelers. Who else we got? Piranha Media.
Piranha Media, like, share, follow.
Our very own Rocky Butterworth.
Yep.
I don't know. There's plenty. I should know more, shouldn't I?
No, that's right, man.
Is it Spartan Electrical?
No, they just got a plug out of it, though. They'll be happy with it.
I'm going to stop talking.
Didn't the burger place used to do stuff?
Oh, we love grilled. Yeah, grilled
There
burgers.
you go.
Oh, yeah.
Grilled burgers. They do a fantastic job. Head down to the parade tonight, grab a burger.
It is a lot of repeat stoppages there. Just before you do go as well, unless something really... Oh, he's gone for a suck off the ground. Some of the volunteers, the guys that cook the barbecue, Daryl doing the water.
Yep.
How good are some of those blokes? Anyone else you want to mention there? Who have I forgotten?
Those volunteers do a great job, and without them, we wouldn't be playing kind of the footy that we do, because it lets us and the coaches kind of focus on the footy. So they do a great job. Obviously, Benny Stapleton, the president, he does an enormous amount of work. His wife Michelle, as well, behind the scenes. A lot of the junior parents do a heap of stuff. I want to mention Ray
Yep.
Drummond. He was a great stalwart of the club and a big volunteer for so many years. And he's still around the club every now and then. It's just taken a backward step this year. But yeah, I think we should recognise him for all the work that he has done. There's so many. TJ.
I did nominate him for Volunteer of the Year last year. Actually, didn't win, but. Never mind.
Maybe because you nominated.
Yeah, I did my best. I want a few others. But anyway, hey, look, thanks for having me, mate. It's always a pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you throughout the rest of the year and in finals is the plan.
Fingers crossed. Thanks,
You're a
guys.
legend,
Thanks for
mate.
having me. You
Cheers.
guys do a great job.
Good to meet you. Alrighty. 21 minutes gone of the third quarter. Not expecting there to be a lot of time on just the 2 goals kicked, although it has been stoppage city for most of it. Haven't had a goal kicked probably for the last 18, 20 minutes of game time. And that's maybe one of our first holding the balls of the day, at least that I can recall, will go the way of Prince Alfred Old Collegian. So great to have our guests with us. It certainly adds a little bit of difference as the game rolls along in the second and third quarter, and gives everybody a bit of an insight as to what's happening into both clubs, which we hope you appreciate. So this game it's almost stalled.
Yeah, Phil, they said between 4 and 10 mils. Guess what? We got them.
Yeah, and then some.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we're one of the early games compare with others? Because I reckon it's going to get dark here pretty quickly in that last quarter. Could be interesting to see what we can see by the end of it.
Great move by Nick Wunke this way, that way. Give the hands, but then it's just so hard to string 2 or 3 and then lace out a pass. It really is. It's almost that chaos football. Get it down the line.
And even if you do lace it out, you've got to catch the ball then, and that's another challenge in itself.
And every time you're standing somewhere, there's someone next to you. They're paired off beautifully today. Both teams, good discipline. Here it is, the tip rat Schwartz. But again, doesn't kick it to the advantage of his forward, who might have been Bilby.
I think there's a car. There's a car on the oval with the lights on. That is so helpful. Thank you very much. Down behind the
the
goals.
Dave's been there for a while.
Yeah. We might need some friends. Might be like Glenunga by the time we're done.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that dead pocket is seeing a fair bit of ball, and that's why we're not seeing much action on the scoreboard. 23 minutes gone. The Sportal scoreboard has Prince Alfred Old Collegians 8-3-51. Remarkable accuracy given the conditions. Glenunga 5-4. That's 34. This quarter, Prince Alfred have kicked 1 goal. Glenunga are winning the quarter. They've kicked 1 goal, 1.
Yeah. And it's a massive pack. Somehow that ball flicks out, gang tackled, ridden into the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it. And it's a contrasting umpire style in this quarter than the first 2. They are not paying much at all, which is fine.
Maybe that was when they got back in the sheds and had a chat about it.
So how many are you giving? 27? What are you? 26? Oh, we've got to tone it down a bit. Anyway, I actually think they've been okay. They've been consistent at least. So I don't have an issue. It was just an observation. They were paying absolutely everything early. And Parsons, again, just well worked by Darcy Mitchell to provide the spot. Oh, probably wants his time again there, old Nicky Eager. Didn't quite, needed to jump, needed to zig when he zagged, if you like.
I don't think it's really a day that's going to be a lot of things on the highlights tape. I'm actually thinking of my play of the day right now. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I've got one for each, as there's the 3/4 time siren. That quarter just over 24 minutes. As mentioned, Glenunga kicked 1 goal, 1. Prince's kicked 1 goal straight. And an 18-point half-time lead is now 17 in favour of Prince Alfred. Tommy, a quick 20-second summary.
Yeah, it's a dour game at the moment. I did say at the start, 10 goals a win. Obviously, that is going to come to fruition. Prince Alfred with the 8 already. Oh, mate, it's just someone's just going to find a way, get some momentum. If PAC kick the first, this game's all over.
Alrighty. It is 3/4 time here at Park 9. We'll be back with scores around the grounds and all the final call action. Thanks to Filming Footy, you're watching the Adelaide Footy League.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back. Lemon time, 3/4 time here at a overcast. And the lights are on. They've heard us and they put the lights on, so hopefully we will see, and Filming Footy will be able to bring you the final quarter. At the moment, the top of the table clash, Prince Alfred looking pretty good. They put the goals on in the second quarter and then it really bottled up after the first couple of minutes of the third. TJ, your thoughts on the game at this critical point?
First goal's crucial. PAC win it. It's game over. Glenunga win it, kick the first goal, and I think we're going to have an absolute barn burner of a finish that will come down to the final kick of the game. That's a big.
TJ's picking the barn burner. Okie dokie. I suspect Princes will kick. I can't see anyone overcoming a 3-goal game, 3-goal margin in these conditions.
Just put the camera on me when I'm picking lollies out of my teeth. I love that, don't you?
That camera, we absolutely adore it, don't we, TJ?
Yeah, looking in the middle, we've got Jordan, Neil. I'm just looking at the PACs, who's going to start for. So McNamara, Neil, Bradley, Jolly. Pretty much usual suspects. It looks like Trengover's gone down forward. Going out to the wing is Curran on a wing. That's interesting, isn't it? He'll play a defensive wing role, I'd suggest, and he'll float back behind the ball.
Yeah, that's almost like a roll the dice, excuse the pun.
Player of the year.
Play a roll the dice desperate play.
No, I wouldn't say they're desperate.
No, neither would I. I can tell you that Shocker leading St. Peter's by 28. We'll try and get some other scores around the grounds as they bob up on my YouTube.
Yep, for Glenunga in the middle, we've got Schwartz, Harron, Davis and Mitchell. This is crucial. They need a centre break. They need it right now. If they can get a goal like they did at the start of the third, I think this game could change complexion. Mitchell and Neil. Neil wins the tap, but winning it down. Handball to Davis. Davis drops the ball. Quick sucker by PAC, the half forward leading the race, but stolen back. McNamara on the run. Points his body out. The goal's just drifting away. Good contest. Sam Smith with her. So it was a Wonky with the big spoil there. Wonky's been good today. Nothing easy on him, and the ball will spill out of play. 30 metres around from the PAC goal, right where they want it. Early stages, final quarter. Oh, at Park 9. Normally I'd say beautiful Park 9, but today's day is, it's gloomy. So it's going to be very tough to find the awards today. It's been a near thing. I've been making notes on better players all day. Obviously, no major goal kickers. Wonky with 3. I think he's still on the bench for his 10-minute send-off. His brother Nick, very quiet. Still looking. And in the Phil Herden Cup, the Herden Javor Cup, Central's playing the Eagles today. It was very, very close.
I'm worried that you've brought it up.
Yes. Centrals have just gone bang, 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 bang,
Bang, bang.
6-7, leading the Eagles 3-1. Centrals will lock away a spot in the 5 with that win. Very handy.
Yeah.
Good mark there, PAC. Umpire finds a free, though, and it's going the way of Tommy Bilby by the looks of it. He's a long way away on a dark day. Getting on the binos. It is Tommy. He just says, long line of goal, and he does. Dangerous position. PAC in the best position, though, with the numbers. 2, 3 of them there. They spills out through McCauley. McCauley gives it off, makes it someone else's problem, and it's their problem indeed. Strong tackle. Umpire says, holding the ball. Okay. Didn't really have any problem. They swing around. Quick play here. They're taking it on. Is that Wiseman? Oh, just confuses himself. Too much time, maybe. Might have been Schultz. Because Wiseman's down the goal square. And he gets the ball. Once a game, I always do it to myself. I did correct myself this time, though, Phil Herden.
The athleticism of these players, when you commentate.
Kick 50 metres and get the ball.
Kick it to themselves 50 metres.
Gaelic football hand toe that's gone 50.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us, mate. Goodwood Saints, the close one is Goodwood Saints leading Port District by 1 point early in the final quarter. Elsewhere, Brighton, a 2-goal lead over Tea Tree Gully. Broadview a 22-point lead over Old Ignatians, and Sacred Heart have broken it open, lead St Peter's by 28.
Just following the play really closely. What was the Teacher Gully score? Sorry,
It's 2 goals in favour of Brighton in what looks to be a pretty boggy Brighton Oval.
Yeah, of course you're watching the live stream, which everyone can watch. Wonderful filming footy. All these games live. Quick kick. Glenunga in best position with 3 players converging. Oh, bit of a falcon. Okay, and they just clear it, but again, now they've set up behind the ball well, Glenunga. It's just a matter, will these repeat entries hit pay dirt? They go long again and high, I'd suggest. They're looking for McMahon. McMahon in front position, and he gets it at ground level, tries to spin the old Booker T spinneroonie 5 time.
This is a similar position to where Glenunga were last week, trailing by a handful of goals, slow start to the quarter, then they just went bang, bang, and got within a goal, and we're all awake before Port District kicked on the siren.
Wiseman. He's not that wise at all.
That's an opportunity, and they're going to be pretty rare in this final quarter.
Yeah, they're not going to be gift wrapped, that's for sure. And I need 4 goals to be kicked this quarter.
No, we're 86, aren't we?
We are.
86, 110.
What if it does? That'd be hard.
Oh,
there's
it's
gonna
a
be
draw. It's a draw.
I'd say you're in the red hot seat here, Phil. I had you all over at half time, and Jolly again takes.
That's why they play the 4 quarters.
Tony Neal will be very happy with that. Harry Prosser cuts him off, and it forces him to kick higher and over, and Glenunga in best position. I'll see it over the line,
and
60
of course,
metres
as
out.
we do talk about our buddy, but remember, gamble responsibly, and what is gambling really costing you?
Well, it's costing you money if you lose.
Correct.
So I always found that question rhetorical. So, anyway, you're right, gamble responsibly.
Yes. Play on.
Ground level, quick pick up, well done. Chain of handballs, Glenunga, Prosser. Wonky's back out there. No, that's the other Wonky. Looks for a free kick,
There's
doesn't
3
get
of
it.
them. Just say Wonky, you'll probably got a good chance of being right.
I've got a 16.67% chance.
Yeah, there's the crowd all undercover here at the new facilities, all rugged up and enjoying, well, I think the vibe. I'm not sure the game has led to much excitement, but these are the tough games you win that get you in good finals positions.
Again, Mitchell behind the ball. I reckon Mitchell will be in the top 3 for Glenunga today. He's been outstanding, and if they do get over the line, he's going to be a chance to win some
You've got to start thinking.
I know I do.
If you need some thinking time and let me call, I'll be happy to
he's
jump
hot.
in.
Swarming. No, it wasn't there. I was just trying to build some excitement.
So what do we got? We got 3-2-1 for the Roller Dice Racing Player of the Year.
Yeah, the horse has a name now.
Oh, okay. Do tell.
Red Rowie or something like that?
Red. Okay.
I think so. I think it's Red Rowie, but
I reckon that should almost be part of the prize, is it? You get to name the horse. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, dangerous.
Dangerous? Well, don't forget, anything you name actually has to get approved by a racing body.
This is true. Sam Smith on the left here. He's normally a big and punishing kick. Actually kicks it out to the hot spot. Oh, Bilby flies! Up, down, did not touch the ball.
And, of course, we've got our 4 awards that TJ will be rounding up the players. The TJ Special Award with the Archie's footwear /thong/sandals. We've got the Neomouth Mouthguard Play of the Game. The New Balance /Dartfish Beanie Player of the Game. And then the Moseley Bar and Kitchen Team Player of the Game as well.
Kennett to Harron, but it's a 4-on-2. But ground level was McMahon. Not his best day. Doesn't have to be your day. It could be your moment. The Wonky just says, hello, son. Have some of this. My brother's not here, but I am. I'll give you some.
Michael's been off for a fair while.
Yeah, more than 10. Yeah.
So maybe
Again, all the players feel within 50 metres of the ball.
Yep. There's just about 4 or 5 about 55 metres out, and that's about it.
Yep.
But what would you expect today? Because it's been here for a while. Everyone's had plenty of time to come up the ground.
I thought it was all Glenunga, but the 30 people in the way have skewered Lachlan McNamara, who sat under the ball and just dropped the chest mark under pressure. Scored it out 35 minutes out. And this is just pit well set up. And Phil, I'm going to take you through a quick theory I've got. We haven't got a lot of time, but there's a lot of repeat stoppages.
Yeah, go for it.
So, good play. I'll just follow the play there because that's good play. Body work by Wonky started off. Schwartz plays for the free, doesn't get it. Ball will spill out of play, will it? It's right out on the other side. It does, that man with the dogs there. So they used to jokingly call Payneham the Nord C grade. Now, you look at the sample ladder at the moment, you've got Sturt and Glenelg 1 and 2, both, I think, 8 and 1 or 7 and 1. here today, you've got Sturt made up of 7. So you've got Glenunga made up of 7 ex-Sturt players. You've got Prince Alfred made up of 7 ex-Glenelg players. Jokingly, facetiously, we could say that PAC are the Glenelg C grade and Glenunga are the Sturt C grade. Also, both trying to go 7-1. It's quite a unique. It's the way art imitating life almost. It's the Adelaide Footy League looking just like the sample.
I think that's a wonderful theory. I haven't looked at Broadview yet. I'll be doing that during this week because we're going to see Goodwood and Broadview next week. They, by geography, should be the North Adelaide.
Yeah, they've got Little from South. They've got players from all over the shops. But specifically, it's Pitts come and then Bradley, Curran, Jolly. I could go on and on. Davis.
Port District tied up with the Eagles now.
Yes, and a bit of Magpie as well.
And you think Brighton should be Glenelg, but are they?
Maybe a bit of South.
And a bit of South to boot. Who else?
Tea
Tree Gully should be Norwood as well.
Yep.
Take Paynham's spot in Div 1. So I reckon your theory's got a bit of legs to it, TJ.
Yep. It's doing well. We don't call them the amateurs anymore, but
we
professional
don't.
and professional. No, we don't. Others do. Professional and amateurs, Sturt and Glenelg, dominating both leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? But both very similar positions on the ladder. Both. Yeah.
Well, what staggered me about the Tom Humphries interview was when he said, I play with mates. There's about 6 or 7 that I played with at school level. That staggered me. It was that many at that year level.
Schwartz, very clever to Harron. Bilby! Oh, he's paid it. Now, he's paid it, but that wasn't a mark. I'll say that as a former Glenunga coach. Who is it? McCall, he's actually contacted the ball and knocked it into his chest. Well, we don't have replays, but you take it.
We do, sometimes.
Now, on a wet day, these round the corner kicks, sometimes you can hit the belly of the ball and go straight onto Bundy's Road. Or
this could end up with the Oban
bus. Terrace, where the old people drive down the wrong hole all the time. But he has hit it nicely. There's that first one. He pumps his chest and says, Tommy Bilby time. That's my first and our 6th. Here come the Rams.
Well, they needed the first. It took 9.5 minutes. We've almost used up half of the final quarter, but it's, 10 points now by my reckoning.
Am I going to have to do one of these? Does this happen? It's good for the game, but I might have to do 2 sheets again, depending on who wins.
Oh, look, I think you do it when it gets within a goal, TJ, but maybe just have the thought. I mean, I've got the player of the day from Glenunga. As it stands, of course, there could be one if they have the great comeback to win.
It is 10 points the difference. 15 to play.
15 to 41.
Tip Rat Schwartz just starting to come into the game. Second half's actually been quite good. Oh, Courage going back with the ball. Well done there. That was Curran. Would expect nothing less. Wicks at ground level, fighting for the ball. Intensity's lifted here, Phil. You can smell it in the air. And you can see Grimer pacing, hands on knees. Oh, you can make a reality TV show out of him. Hands on heads, flapping them around. Adam Sylvie, a bit calmer in the PAC box, although he's directing a bit of traffic as well. Gee, it's great insane. Grassroots footy. Where else would you want to be?
Yeah, and that's a great shot of the two coaches next to each other with the different reactions.
Yep.
I mean, Nathan at the moment should be up and about. This is as good as Glenunga have looked for quite some time. As that man did a magnificent job, got the ball, didn't lose the dog.
He gets a lot of airtime.
Does he get a TJ award for that?
No, he's got his dog on his leash. Well done. Pick up your poo. All right, ground level Jolly at ground level, quick hands, but doesn't find a teammate. Jolly's been good all day. Consistent 4-quarter effort.
It's by that boundary line and spills over. So how are we looking? 92 points. So 3 goals. I'm going to say this, TJ. If Glenunga do get up, you'll get up. In more ways than
physically?
one. in more ways than one.
I'm going to be up tonight, Phil. Don't you
and
worry about that.
That's just the warm-up to really getting up tonight.
And then once I've done those awards, I'm going to be like the Flash. I'm going to be out here straight across the bay.
You've planned your night, how you're going to get back at the end of it and enjoy yourself and be responsible and all those sort of things.
A couple of quiet sherbets, maybe. And umpire, again, they've put the whistle away in the second half. It has been, and again, I'm not criticising them. I don't think they've been bad, but it's been a contrasting.
Oh, look, it's a tough day for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't subscribe to the umpires are going to make every decision perfect because There's nobody else involved in this sport that's perfect. Why do the umpires have to be?
Yeah. Russell Ebert was pretty good, but anyway.
Oh, he was...
McNamara.
Yeah.
Cutting across Sam Smith. No voice there, but 3, 4, 5. He's been pulled down. Yeah.
They'd pay that under 8s.
Yeah.
Just this weather reminds me of going out with my lad on under 8s.
Should switch here. He is going to switch, and they should break. They've got to.
Yeah.
They've got to try something here. Just going down the line is going to be the definition of insanity. It's the same thing. You won't get a different result. Where they tend to look for Davis, and he's just made his way across.
Yep,
They
there's
come
the
in
centering ball, and now we go. Do we go?
Curran, yeah, we'll swing onto that left. But Curran's at the front spot. Worked under the ball, maybe even tunneled, but at ground level at the back, Wicks to Jolly. Jolly just taps it on to Bradley. Ball fortuitously bobbles up there beautifully for Staples. Gives a left-handed handball. Bilby left inside out left. Wiseman fighting for the ball, but again, PAC calm to Curran, and Curran will clear and deliver. Look at that.
That's a really good kick coming out from Curran there to find the target, give PAC Old Collegians control of the ball, and just 10 points.
Getting it back into Jolly's hands.
Get this clock going down as quick as they can.
To Bradley. How's that? For 3 former Glenelg stars.
There's your
Curran
C-team in action.
To Jolly, to Bradley, to Pitt. That's my theory. It's not a bad theory, is it? And I'm not being disrespectful by calling them seamen. Like,
no.
Like as in the C grade.
The C graders.
It's just...
Well, that's what they are at the
terminology
moment.
thing. Yeah.
And they've all had astounding careers and great success at it. There's your Sportal scoreboard.
Yep. High tech.
Yeah, high tech.
Sammy Smith's been good in this, certainly in the second half. Didn't see much of it in the first, but he's come into it, which is great news for a man coming back from
As we head to about the 15-minute mark, TJ, I suspect the last quarter only went 24.
I think I'm not sure if it did because of we might have
started a bit late. That's possible.
Possibly.
Okay. Might want to start thinking about what you need to think about. I'll call a bit of footy while you do that, and feel free to chip in. So my it's got to be Juice because he was at the end of the line. But it's if you make the point, it's a team award. So just whoever needs a mouth guard, give it to him.
All right.
Pretty much. The rain continues to come down. Great for the farmers. This is footy as it was designed to be, believe it or not, a winter sport. And yes, we can play in enclosed facilities.
The rain's been against Glenunga, I've got to say it.
Well, I just think that when Princes were on, they made the most of it in that second quarter. Otherwise, it's been a pretty even affair. And even when they break open, they move with speed. Like that transition from the back 50 to the forward 50 was lightning fast. Glenunga trying to do something similar, finding Davis. It's turned over. Is this the chance for Prince Alfred to break it free as the rain gets even heavier? But no, the kick right down the throat. Oh, I think that might be Prosser there. I'll stand correct. Everyone looks a little bit... No, it's not. It looks a little bit different now, these players.
Prosser's kicked it to himself.
Prosser's kicked it to himself. See, I was coming out in solidarity with you there, mate. Mackenzie Slee threw a couple of hands there. Bradley, hand passes on. Kick past, it was Sam Smith, number 7. That's what did me in. He's got it again. Hand pass in Hope.
Have a look at the conditions. And the screen doesn't do it justice, people. It is dark.
We need is a parade of ducks and ducklings.
The last 4 people in the line, though, are all PAC players. They have worked back.
And we've got a waterfall erupting in front of us from the rain coming off our canopy.
Oh, dear. It's just, they've tried to... it is tough now. That's a chest mark that he's dropped because the ball is just heavy. It's slippery.
I mean, Glenunga still have a chance. But if Princes get one more goal, you think they're home.
You know what's going to happen is my pages are going to get very, very wet, Phil.
Do you want a folder to assist you with that?
Okie dokie, yes.
Okay, as we help each other out here. The ball is with Ollie Clark. Goes to the dead pocket. In Melbourne Street, Haran grabs, kicks virtually in one motion. Parsons in the vicinity. Got a couple of teammates. Oh, I've got to watch the TV, TJ, because I can barely make out the players watching live now. But as the Rangers comes down. It's going to land on the 50-metre arc. If Glenunga get the next one, it gets very, very interesting. As it comes out to Jaden Davis, who's a long way from home. And you notice a lot of opportunities. Just take a second here, a second there. Let's get to time on as quickly as we can. A quarter where, by my reckoning, right now, Glenunga have kicked 1 goal, 1. And Prince Alfred Old Collegians actually have not added to their 3/4 time score. So a 1 goal quarter. I mean, there'll be time on. There's been the stoppages, but not much in the way of goals. Over the shoulder, a chance for the Red Men here to go forward, and they will take their time. 1, because they're stuffed, and 2, because it helps their cause. Lockie McNamara, the captain, knows how to do all of this without infringing, and he knows the best option is to keep the ball out of Glenunga's hands, and that's Hayden Jolly right in front of the interchange bench. And Hayden Jolly, look, it almost looks like, do I have to give this football away? Oh, he drops it.
Lucky he's a two-sided player.
Yeah, had the poise to quickly recover. It's about 50 metres out as it's almost becoming Bundy's Lake as opposed to Bundy's Paddock at the moment.
Phil, let me workshop an idea for you.
Okay.
I reckon it'd be wonderful for your development for you to do the awards today. Can I take an umbrella?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Have you got one?
Thank God.
Yes, you can.
I'm going to get electrocuted out there, mate.
I said I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the microphone. Then, of course, there's James. If James is smart, he'll bring a ride and he'll stand under the canopy. And to be honest, TJ, I would make these interviews very quick because if I'm a player...
Oh, you don't have to tell me twice, brother.
I'm a player. Here's the award. How do you feel? Great, thank you.
We are one thunderstroke away from me walking, brother. Here we go. This is a chance. Big barrel. Wiseman down at full forward. It's 1-on-1. He's got to go. When it's your turn to go, you go. He takes possession. Slippery ball, but again, a swarm of PAC arrive. They tackle. And I reckon we've got 4 to 5 minutes left in this one.
Yep.
They need to kick a goal in the next minute or it's game over.
Time on is 20 seconds away in a 1-goal quarter. And a top-of-the-table clash played in abundant rainfall. I don't think there's been a dry second all game, but now it's just oppressive. Glad they've updated the I'm not sure they had hot showers. They might have had a hot tap here before the renovations. At least now they'll have a couple of hot showers after the game.
And this is the kind of weather where you play Eastern Park or one of those beautiful clubs, and they turn the hot water off on you. Like, you're not having a hot shower here before you take the drive home.
I was about to say, don't think you could get away with that here, given the fact that it's just been built.
Shout out to my friends at Eastern Park.
Making friends left, right, and centre, TJ.
No, it's one of my clubs, mate. I love them.
How many clubs have you got?
Well, I look after 26 of them in my job.
That's true.
But, Archie Songs, I'm struggling a little bit.
Special award? Special award.
They're all special for brave in these conditions.
Okay. Well, I mean...
I've liked his game returning, so...
Yeah. I guess you're looking at some... We haven't had the crossover of players from different teams. So I guess you're looking at this stage, bar something incredible, someone from Prince's. And that's a wonderful solo effort by Campbell Wildman to slide safe over the... That's a beautiful slide. Safe over the boundary. We don't have last slide rule, so that's a boundary throw in, which will stop the clock, the game clock momentarily. I reckon Glenunga have got about 90 seconds to get this goal, then it's pretty much all she wrote. And one of the first times today holding the ball. I reckon that's only the second time I've seen it. They don't give the ball back quickly. It's 25 metres. Everything the umpire gives is worth goals.
Just in that time, 6 PAC players have rushed to the back 50 and they'll to 1-on-6. Oh! That is enormous from Nick Wunke.
If Glenunga get up, that's your new player of the day contender.
Yeah.
Thanks to Nearmore's mouthguards.
I've just closed out all the awards. You are kidding me, aren't you?
Okay.
Oh, no, he shanked it. And that's all she wrote.
Well, it's a 10-point game. There's no such things in a 10-point game with a useful behind. as 10 becomes 9. Of course, we will have the 3-2-1 votes for Roll the Dice Racing. You'll see all of those votes on Between the Posts Wednesday night.
Jolly shanked that.
Oh, my goodness.
Still time.
So,
Clock stopped. No, our clock doesn't stop on, but the clock has stopped.
You can see the
Man with a dog.
scoreboard.
He must be a Glenunga person.
9 points the margin. You're not going to kick it from there, so I don't know really what you're waiting for.
I'm not sure how many more big marks we're going to see either. So,
Gee, that's missed everything too. It's
oh,
taken
the
out of
umpire's
boundary
down.
umpire.
That's ugly.
Oh, Hayden Jolly. Yeah. So
that'll do it.
So that's 3 errors in a row now. The missed shot, the out of bounds on the full, and then the response out of bounds on the full. Everyone's tired. It's wet.
No.
It's damp. It's cold.
Who we got here? Right in front of you, Tommy Sumner. He's not going to come this way, Tommy. He's going to go that way. He's going to go long down the line.
This one stays in bounds and amazingly
chest mark.
finds a target, and I reckon that might be it.
Jolly to Pitt. We've seen that a few times today, haven't we?
Well, seen it plenty of times over the years. Pitt now with his kick to the outer wing. Players set themselves. And just, I believe, TJ, the rain's letting up.
I'm ready to go. So
TJ's going to leap out the front of the van, aren't you?
Something like that. Just a bit worried about how...
You haven't got your good boots on, have you?
Yeah. Yeah. Dill Smith, Tom Butterworth, just farewell the crew.
Yeah. Getting an early trip to the Alma by the looks. Just getting set up. All right. Well, we were saying last chance for Glenunga. The clock's still going. Almost 25 minutes gone.
I'll get the players first. Yeah.
But Princes are holding it up on that centre wing nicely. Despite the best efforts of Michael Lane, he couldn't really progress the ball too far.
All right, Phil, I think at the 24.5-minute mark, this one's all over. Congratulations to PAC. They're up by 9 points. Worst case, they might lose by 3, but too good today. And I'll be back after I'm going to go get organised. I don't need a mic. If he's got a mic.
Take it anyway, mate. Put it in your back pocket if you don't need it.
Not using that mic. All right, and maybe I've called it too early. Wonky under the ball. Ground level with Jolly will mop it up, will he? He does. That's actually...
Oh, you wouldn't call deliberate there, would you?
Well, you can't. It's last
because that's right. That gets rid of the deliberate, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Even though that looked pretty deliberate.
Phil, it's been a pleasure. You sure you don't want to go to the awards?
I'm absolutely 100%.
Absolutely pulling seniority on me. You can't say that word.
Catch you later. I've done post-game interviews when you're not here.
Thanks to all the...
I'll see. No, you'll come back, TJ, just when you're done. See you soon. All right, throw in. 25 minutes gone on our game clock. It's Princes by 9 points on the Sportal scoreboard, but it's Glenunga's forward 50. They kick a goal here. It's a centre bounce, maybe a chance of a miracle, but there are all 18 Prince Alfred players are in the defensive 50 as we speak. And that's the siren. And in the top of the table clash, Princes have reigned supreme in what was just a hard-earned slog. And one thing I didn't share with TJ is I will take the buddy bet as well, under 110. Didn't look like it early in the third quarter, but unbelievably it got up. We had 3 goals in about the last 40 minutes of football. So Tommy Javor is going to go around, and don't forget, buddy bet, the old-fashioned bet. Some people talk about betting with your friends. I reckon it's better betting against your friends and having some bragging rights. So whatever you do, gamble responsibly. QR code there on the screen. Final score that I've got here, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, 8-3-51. Glenunga, 6-5-41. The goal scorers for Prince Alfred, 2 goals to Ollie Clark, Jaden Davis, Tyson Brazel. Singles to Craig Pitt and Josh Garrels. For Glenunga, 3 goals to Michael Wunke, who got a yellow card in the third quarter. Singles to Tom Bilby, Lincoln Bennett, and Harry Perossa. Earlier today, it was Prince Alfred Old Collegians by 85 points, 15-13-103. Glenunga 2-6-18. It was also in the Bs, Prince Alfred comfortably by 40 points, 9-10-64 to 3-6-24. The win will propel, for the first time this season, I think, Prince Alfred to the top of the ladder. They will stand there with a 7-1 record. Glenunga, they will drop to 6-2. Probably joining them will be Sacred Heart, who are leading St. Peter's last time I checked, and possibly Port District, who are locked in a very tight affair with Goodwood. When TJ does his interviews, I'll get some scores around the grounds. For these two teams next week, Prince Alfred head on the road up the... They could pretty much get on the O-Bahn and keep on going. They travel to Pertaringa Oval to play Tea Tree Gully. For Glenunga, they're back at home after a few games on the road. They've got a big one. It'll probably be for second spot. They host Sacred Heart Old Collegians. Other games next week: Old Ignatians versus Brighton, Tea Tree Gully, I mentioned Prince Alfred, St. Peter's and Port District, and our game will be at the Goodwood Oval for the first time this year as the Saints take on Broadview. TJ has found his crew. We'll go to him very shortly, so please stick around. While he's doing that, I'll be getting some final scores around the grounds. Let's go down to the field. Tommy Javor.
And TJ here with the Archie Songs Award for, what's the TJ Award? What, Mitch Larson? First game back, what was it like being out there?
Yeah, good. Obviously pretty tricky conditions. Cheers. But yeah, good to be back out with the lads after 3 or 4 weeks off. So, yeah, good.
How heavy? I mean, we couldn't even see the player. We're on the binos. How heavy was it out there?
Towards the back end of the quarter, it was pretty dodgy, watching our back six go to work. So I was sort of standing there getting a bit cold. But yeah, it was pretty heavy late, wasn't it?
Hey, well done on a great game, mate. Just get you to hang around for a photo for all the socials. Well done, mate. Good job. Thank you. And let's head back to Phil in the box.
So much, TJ.
Right, guys, please get the three of you, please.
Well, I haven't got a final for you, but I've got a result. 22, well, I've got a semi-result. Tea Tree Gull, start again. 22 minutes, final quarter. Broadview are leading Old Ignatians by 22 points. And it is a tight one at Brighton. We'll give you the score in just a second. Brighton leading by 4 points. Let's go back to ground level.
And here I am with some very happy PAC players. So I haven't got enough hands for these awards, but Joels, you've won the Mosley voucher. Grab that black $100 voucher. You have won the Team Player of the Day, an outstanding four-quarter effort for you.
I think it's just us in general, you know, top of the table clash and wet and cold, but really good result for the boys.
I saw you working back in the middle. It was a tough day for a bit of midfield today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We were one down at half time, so we didn't have many rotations, but yeah, great result. Really thrilled.
Congratulations, mate. Now, the player of the day, that man, Juice Davis, you got on the end of a beautiful chain of handballs running and you finished off with a clinical goal. Classic Jaden Davis.
Thanks. It was a really good team effort. Obviously, conditions was, knew it was going to be a tough day, so I thought the boys fought really well, and yeah, that last quarter was just a mug, mate.
Day like today, you need a mouthguard. Do you wear a mouthguard?
Always in the sock.
Let me give you an even better mouthguard. This is a Neomorph mouthguard. There you go, mate.
Thanks.
Congrats on a great day. Just get you to slip behind me. And best on ground today, mate. Firstly, the Darfish beanie, the New Balance $100 voucher, a shake of my hand, and 3 votes, Chris, in the Roll the Dice Player of the Year for $7,500 in a racehorse. You must be pretty happy with your game. You're great.
Not exactly my kind of day. Ball on the deck a lot. But yeah, we just had to repeat effort a lot and get it going our way and got the win, which is nice.
Often you're seeing the play up a lot in defence, sort of the leader of the defence. I noticed you on the wing in the last quarter. Was that just a tactical thing?
A bit of a tactical thing, but thought it was going to be nice and dry and get some run out there. And we got Lukey McCall, a young guy who has stepped back and played in my role. He's been playing beautifully, so it's good for him to get back there and chop out for us.
No worries, a great win for the club. Congratulations on a great game. This is TJ. I'm going to send it back to Phil for the final wrap of the game. Congratulations to PAC. Too good today here at Park 9.
Thanks very much, Tommy Javor. Congratulations to all the winners. And thanks to our sponsors, which include the Banner Crew, 9 News, Buddy Bet. Had a lot of fun with that today. Sportal, Roll the Dice Racing with the Player of the Year. Archie Sandals with the TJ's Award. Programs to Fit, Dartfish, Sports Interactive, The Moseley Bar and Kitchen with the Team Player Award. Nearmouth Mouthguards with the play of the day. And also, we've just got a final score in Sacred Heart St. Peter's. And, of course, New Balance with the Dartfish Beanie for the player of the game. As TJ makes his way back to the booth, the hardest working commentator in all of South Australian football, we've got some final scores from around the Adelaide Footy League, and I'll wait for TJ to come back so he can hear these results, because we ended up with a couple of close ones. Here it was 10 points, Prince Alfred over Glenunga. I can tell you that Broadview beat Old Ignatians by 22 points. No surprise there.
No surprise, Phil.
Sacred Heart beat St. Peter's by 22 points. No surprise there. At Brighton Road, the Bombers flew up and beat Tea Tree Gully by 4 points. So that's the Bombers. They go to 3 and 5. Tea Tree Gully had a great start. They dropped to 4 and 4.
A bit of trouble, I think.
Could be. I mean, that's the 5th vulnerable spot. I'm looking Port District,
yeah.
Sacred Heart, Glenunga, Prince Alfred. I think they're going to be there come
Clearly
September.
top 4, yeah.
Which leaves us Port District and Goodwood Saints. It was a 1-goal margin. Another close game at Largs Reserve. Another low-scoring game, I might add as well. Won by Port District.
By how much, sorry?
1 goal. 41 to 35.
They do find a way.
So the ladder, as I see it, we've got Prince Alfred on top. We've got with 1 loss. We've got Sacred Heart, Port District, Glenunga with 2 losses. We've got Tea Tree Gully with 4. Broadview with 4. So Broadview might have got in the 5 depending on percentages. We've got Brighton Bombers with 5. Goodwood Saints with 5 losses. Sorry, I'm doing losses, not wins. St. Peter's and Old Ignatian. So the league is starting to split. I've got a top 4.
Clearly.
I've got a middle 3 with Gullies, Broadview, Brighton. Then I've got Goody Saints, St. Peter's and Old Ignatians, with one of those looking to avoid relegation. Next week, it's the halfway point of the season.
Yeah, 3 very clear domains, for lack of a better term. I think for those of you that watch the Div 1 Weekly Wrap, I've been calling it for quite a while. I thought the top 5 was set. Perhaps now Tea Tree Gully just opening the door, though, for others. Coming off 2 weeks in a row where they kicked 2 goals to head to Brighton, I thought the week off would give them the time to recover. It hasn't. So very interesting things to play out there.
And Brighton next week, they play Old Ignatians as the 9th game, the last game, as everybody would have played each other this time next week.
They'll turn 4 and 5.
Tea Tree Gully hosts Prince Alfred. Gullies
They'll
again.
turn 4 and 5 as well.
St. Peter's and Port District. You'd think Port District would be favourites there. Glenunga and Sacred Heart, 2nd versus 3rd, cracking contest. And we're going to be Goodwood. Maybe last shout for the Saints. Goodwood Saints host Broadview, who could be in the 5 if other results go their way.
Yeah, huge ramifications in that lot, Phil. Brighton, Broadview, the door opens for them, and you wouldn't expect Tea Tree Gully to beat Prince Alfred next week. Wouldn't expect many teams to beat Prince Alfred.
Of course, to keep up to date with everything the Adelaide Footy League, encourage you to go to their Facebook page. The weekend and women's wrap tomorrow afternoon, covering all the A-grade men's results and all the women's footies results. Between the posts, including TJ's magnificent Division 1 wrap, will be a Wednesday night. Plenty of interviews as well. Tony, Neil and the crew. That's the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page. TJ, any final thoughts on today's encounter?
It was a tough game, mate. It was a tough one to. It would have been tough out there. Again, hopefully we gave it the justice it deserved, because there'd be 44 boys in there with sore bodies. They gave their all. No quarter asked, none given, and 2 very, very good teams. Not surprised by the margin or the result, and both teams certainly will be around when the whips are cracking.
Thanks for that, TG. Thank you for your efforts on field, off field, gathering guests, doing a magnificent job. Thanks also to our producer Hugo, our intrepid camera staff James and Liam, of course boss John Douglas, and all our filming footy family.
Would be remiss of me not to wish all the very best to the Payne Footy Club. 10-year premiership reunions.
Oh, well, I've got that right down the bottom here, but okay, you mentioned
I'm on my way, boys. I'm on my way.
Yeah, ring security. Get them ready. In the C grade, Princes by 85 points. In the B grade, Princes by 40 points. In the A grade, Princes by 10 points. I'm Alfred and saying thanks for tuning in. We'll be at Goodwood Oval next week for the Goody Saints and Broadview. Until then, you've been watching the Adelaide Footy League. Thanks to Filming Footy.
up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.